I think that's normal. Some days I didn't feel like streaming. Some days I totally love streaming. Um, Millicent, what's going on, friend? How you doing? And some days, it was a challenge. And so once I hit the 365, I had another show after that, 366. And I revealed in a giveaway game that I would be going for 1,000 days in a row. So I'm more than halfway. I'm basically, you know, three quarters of the way there. A little more than three quarters, actually, probably 80%, 80.2% or whatever it is. Um, Tig, do you love Toddy? He's so fun, huh? That's all right, Dawn. I was like feeling tired, but I took a nice nap today. 807. Yeah, so anyway, I kept going and here we are today at 807. I've been through all the things life throws at you and some pretty fucking impossible, but I've made it to finish the 1,000 Ds. I call it 1,000. I called it originally when I started out, I called it the ultimate whatnot consistency challenge because there was nobody going live to be live every day. People take days off. There's some sellers that I probably beat that because they've been live every day, but I don't really know. I need to ask whatnot. There was one, but I think they stopped and now they're not on every day, but they were killing it in like the Funko Pop, but the competition I think became a lot. And the platform changes, the platform changes a lot all the time. Yeah. So about 807 days in a row. And I've multicasted them to YouTube almost every day. Yeah, almost every day since 2023. I don't remember exactly when I started like what day. I know I had my YouTube since like 2020, but I didn't do anything with it in 2020, like when we were home during the pandemic. I wish I had because a lot of people's channels like blew up because what were we doing? We were making crafts, we were into Pokemon cards, we were collecting, we were staying with our families. And so a lot of people were watching TV or YouTube or social media. Isn't 807 a thing? Like Heinz 57 Fornico? I don't know. I don't know. 807. I don't know. What is it? What's the significance? I don't know. Area code. Let's see. Well, it's it has its meanings, right? It should be a thing. Okay. Is there an 808 in music? I mean, 807 is an area code, but in numerology, it's something. Combined energy and all that stuff. I guess it blends the traits of 8: wealth, karma, inner strength, infinite potential and spiritual journeys, and 7, intuition and inner wisdom. Okay, I'll take it. Peacock! Peacock is here with friends. Thank you for the raid, cuz I hope you had a wonderful show. I need like a peacock right on my screen. What's going on? How was your show? Thank you so much for raiding in. Just been on for a couple minutes, actually. You guys give Peacock a follow. I have the usual words. I have the usual words muted. Yeah, raid and rate with 2 A's. Thank you, Millicent. You're amazing. Pickles, what's going on? Hello, all the friends. Fun show as always. I love it. Are you doing that special streaming a lot? I feel like you were in that for Canada. Look at that. Look at that. Millicent is an amazing mod. Peacock Jewelry is rocking a perfect 5.0 rating and 1-day shipping. Thank you, everyone. Check them out. I love it. I love it so much. You got 20 hours, but your goal is 40? Hell yeah. I know another girl told me she was doing it and she was already up to like 60 hours. I mean, hey, what a great opportunity. And hopefully you're selling stuff and they're giving you support. I think she's on vacation. So when she comes back, hopefully They can give you some tips to help you grow on the platform that are gonna benefit your business. Yeah, so we're just having a chat, what are your plans? There you go, that's the title. If you're watching from YouTube, hello. I just went live over there. I try to multicast over there. A lot of times people watch back the shows, but I'll be honest, a good chunk of the time, it's like a lot of trolls, but I don't mind. I don't mind at all, actually. A lot of the people that who have trolled me over there, they come back. They come back, actually. And, what's going on over there on YouTube? How you doing? So I just always, like, communicate. Where's Aussie? Right above you. "Hey, Aussie, what's going on?" See? Right there. Right there. Right behind you. Right behind you. "What's up, yo?" "What do you mean, yo?" "Yo, yo, 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 yo." "Look up." Right on top of you. How's YouTube friends doing? Hold on, let me fix this. There we go. Dawn, what's going on? I haven't seen you in such a long time. I hope you're doing good. All the friends. All the friends. So, what's new with everybody? Only good stuff, though. Only good stuff. We all have got things. We all have things happening, right? So I try to keep it super lighthearted, super positive, and everybody has a story, and you got to remember that not everybody has earned the right to hear your story. You got a new phone? New phone? Who dis? Wait, please talk to G. I don't know who G is. What's up, Heike? Oh, I'm on whatnot.com and I multicast from there, so I have two chats happening. So we're just kind of talking. We're just talking, hang out long enough, and you'll find out too. I hope you're doing good. You're finding a good box to ship a painting. That sounds lovely. I finished listing a full box of crystals. Tomorrow I break open another. Oh, sweet. Hey, that's fun. Queenie Bobini. What about you, Heike? What's popping on your end? Sometimes I don't even want to ask YouTube what's popping because I get all kinds of replies. Thank you for the hearts. We got another raid. Wait, 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 wait. Brandy Hill 2010. What is going on? Thank you so much for the raid. Oh, Daisy Duck's behind the hearts. Thank you for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful show. Thank you, thank you. What were you doing tonight? Also, Peacock, please let everybody know when your next show is. Brandy Hill, you know the deal, both of you. Promote yourselves. Why is that heart? My heart's stuck on you guys. That Daisy Duck is here to save the day. You're chilling, multitasking, pretty much. We're just hanging out here. I think I have a thing over here, don't I? Yeah, right? Can you guys see me? Let me move over a little bit. I forgot I'm way back here. I gotta fix this. Yeah, pretty much just having a chat. A chat, I guess, as what some folks like to call it. Last night we did positivity cards. That was fun. I feel like I don't have a pink light on. I just remembered. Another raid? What's going on? We need pink because that's the color I like. Yeah, it's a lot of pink, actually. Did we get another raid here? How's the camera? Oh, yeah, Don, what phone did you get? Did you get an Android? Did you get the new Samsung? I know you're Android. Anyway, welcome in, you guys. If you don't know me, my name's Dee. I go by Dee Archivist, and I've been on the app for 1 day. I love it here. So this is my second show. Not bad, right? The camera, I'm on camera and everything. I'm totally kidding. I've had over 3,000 shows on Whatnot. And I'm in my chat show era. I'm in my chat show era. But to be real, my bin is full of all kinds of amazing finds. You'll find stickers, sports cards, Pokemon cards, coaching, which I usually kind of talk about on my Tuesday chat show, and antiques, vintage decor, some technology I have in there, but it's over 942 items. There's many brands, doorables. Oh, thank you. It is. It is. I washed it. Oh, yeah. You couldn't see it before because of the color. It's real blonde. It's going to be like white. S26 Ultra. Sweet. My sister got that phone. The camera's really good on it. I think it's, I don't know. It's really good. So then you'll use that for streaming. But thank you, Millicent. I appreciate you. Yeah. The camera is really good. Can you define your life in one word? We don't even know each other. That's very deep. So, um, you really want it? Loved. Loved would be my one word. Treat yourself something delightful. I love it. I guess loved. I don't know. Should I ask my people over here? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. Baby Huey, what's going on? How you doing? Wheezy, hello. I gotta move this analytics thing. It drives me nuts. Oh, if you're trying to ask me a bunch of questions on YouTube, I probably, um, I don't think you spelled trauma right, but I don't think the internet's a place to post, for me personally, that kind of stuff, because not everybody has earned the right to hear my story, and I'm certainly not gonna share it on YouTube. Yep, but thank you for asking. But yeah, that's probably, I'm guessing that's the word you're asking, but it's spelled wrong. Not too much? I'm doing good. Thank you, thank you. How are you? How's the cookie biz? Delightful. I know, I love when people do the deisms, but thank you. Yeah, I'm chilling. What, so have you guys ever heard of Whatnot on YouTube? It is probably gonna be, I'm sure of it, one of the biggest, bigger than eBay for sure, in the next 5 years, because it's already, you know, a third of the way there. It is a live selling platform with that has social media in it. So we go live, we sell items, and I'm in the community category tonight. So tonight is going to be chatting, but I'm always selling every single day. If someone made an offer, then I could respond to the offer on any of my buy now items. I didn't actually run any flash sales because I feel like when I run them, sometimes they get bought up, sometimes they don't. But it's a totally okay. Oh, enough. Rough at the moment. People complaining about the price of shipping, but I'm chugging along. Oh, you mean people in general on this app are complaining about shipping? I I m I'm gonna say this. Am I getting that right? Let me see this. No, your customers are, the buyers are. Yeah. I'm gonna say this about it because buyers need to be explained about shipping, because I think buyers wanna go to shows and they're the one of 2 things are happening, and honestly, when sellers complain about the shipping and they're doing this reduced all the time, and they're not editing the label or the box size, it's making buyers think that that's the price everywhere for an item, right? It's low, and then when they don't change it and it gets caught by USPS, the buyers, if you want your package, you're gonna have to pay for it, and if the carrier bills it back, it's hitting the buyer. It's not a realistic thing, so because people do not, now that people are figuring it out and going, "Oh, man." So, because you have to do flat rate, right? You're doing flat rate for your baked goods because you want it there as fast as possible. It's not any, oh, you're doing regular priority, so but is it not more expensive than flat rate? Hey, Millicent, thank you so much. Yo, bendejo, I love you too, friend. How you doing? It's alright, every time somebody types D, it says C. It does it here on Whatnot too. Yeah, so It's hard, like we talked about it, with the value of things. You have to some way find a way because I think it's a couple bucks less for priority, right? It's all I think maybe it'd be better for you to do flat rate. Have you tried it yet? Yeah, Whatnot will give you guys 25 bucks if you join from the QR code. Oh, they don't fit at all? What about the side loading? Hey, KT Fines, how you doing, friend? What about the side loading flat rate? I forgot that your boxes don't fit. Yeah, because that flat rate large box is 12 by 12.25 by 6.5, and your box is probably just about that. Shout out to Millicent. So good. I don't know. I'm just trying to brainstorm for you. I know it's hard, like when sellers are doing the reduce and people do want that to go and pay for priority mail. Cause so your boxes fit in the oh, they fit in the side loading medium and the large priority. How big are your boxes? Millicent's is awesome. I agree. I totally agree. The side loading mediums are like one of my favorite. Or they used to be a lot bigger. But what I was going to say about the shipping is a lot of people who were offering reduced for Ground Advantage and they were doing max shipping at 775. They are all getting rid of it. A lot of people are getting rid of it because when they are letting things bundle Ground Advantage over 5 pounds, they're getting 150, $60, some crazy amounts. A happy Sunday fun day. Yes, today was family day. 11.5 by 8 by 3. Mm, yeah. Well, that should be able to fit in the large flat rate. Large flat rate's 12 by 12.25 by 6.5 inches. You have some space, it should fit in there. It actually should fit in the medium too, because the medium is a little bit shorter. I forgot the dimensions. I don't know. 11.5 by 8 by 3. It's not super big. And have you tried any ground shipments just to see? It will fit, yeah, for 11.5 by 8. Even if you have 1-inch packaging, 1.5 inches, it still is gonna fit like insulation. You think buyers are getting angry at the shipping because they can purchase elsewhere with free shipping? Here's the thing about that, okay? They can't always get free shipping because it's just introduction on some of those sites. That's only a hook to get people to come shop over there. And exact what Sarah said, it's not gonna last. Look, Whatnot did the same thing when they started. They did $1 shipping. A company cannot stay afloat with $1 shipping. There's no way. Hey, Vortex Thrifter, how you doing? That's why you're not doing it. Wait, yes, you had a couple people. It took 6 days. Okay, I thought you may have tested it. But there are a lot of those platforms that are going, oh, we got free shipping, free fees, and all that. Sellers who have built a pretty loyal following here on Whatnot, they go, and now they got to start over. So it's as a seller, you got to decide if that's something you want to do, right? But they're going to maybe run that promotion for 3, 6, 9 months. You have free shipping, you have done for 6 years. Right, but you absorb that cost into probably your selling cost. Because you can't sustain with doing free shipping nowadays as much as it costs. And if you're selling things where you have a good, profit, good margins, but here's the thing. People can offer free shipping on here if they want to, but they better know their product, they better know the cost, and they better know how to absorb it into the selling price. Because you just can't. You can't. People have tried it on here. A lot of people that have free shipping on here probably have some kind of deal. Yep. Yeah, so Baby Huey, it's tough. It's tough. Have you asked a couple of, like, our friends, like Sugar Hill and them, what they're doing with theirs? I have seen a lot of people doing, party meal flat rate, and then they're doing max shipping at $7.75, and every order, they're absorbing about $6, give or take. She's doing priority. Yeah, it's selling the value to the buyer, and that's tough because here's the thing, you can't make everyone happy. You don't control the cost of the shipping. You have to package your stuff up so it's secure, it's safe. You don't make money off the packaging unless you put it in your baked good cost, right? So that has to be conveyed to your buyers because you could do Ground Advantage. The problem is the baked goods can't be sitting and taking that long to ship for 6 days when maybe they have a 10-day shelf life. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there on the days. Um, and also the buyers aren't going to want it, right? You want to make sure that it's going to make it and be safe and safe to eat in the heat, especially. Hello, Tina. Everything's good. How are you? So here on Whatnot, it's totally different than the other platforms. But I will tell you, and I've talked to lots of friends about this who run businesses, that free shipping on all those platforms is a limited time. It is a hook to get you to come to those shows, to that platform. It is 100% a hook because, there's always an operating cost for a business, and that is a business expense where they're going to allot a certain time. Um, Depop, I don't care. I'll talk about it. Depop had a free shipping thing. You know how long it lasted? It lasted for a very, very short window. It was like your first purchase. That was it. Okay. Not for longer than that. Yeah. So you have to figure out what works for you and your business. And you have to explain that somehow to the buyer. I will say, as a buyer myself, if I want something, I really rarely ever look at the shipping cost. Now, when I look at it and it's a tiny little thing and it says, at the time, 9.21, it's 7.75 now. When I look at the shipping and it looks like it's 1 pound, I'm not buying it. Oh, right. But you're on a totally different platform. I'm talking about Whatnot. Yeah, I'm talking about Whatnot. But it is, that's why I said it's your business, the platform's business, whether it be either or, you know. When are you gonna come to Whatnot? When are you gonna come to Whatnot and then you could offer free shipping here? That's what I wanna see. Oh, right. Never mind. I know already. I know. I know you'd be here already. That's right. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's like most of the platforms that are offering that as a platform, that's a hook. The sellers, right. Well, we're maybe one day we'll be able to shop around. All I know is as a buyer, I don't have an issue with it. Of course, everybody wants free shipping, but someone has to pay for it, right? Excuse me? Look, we all have different opinions, respectively. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm saying, it doesn't matter what I said now anyway. But we're basically saying the same thing. Yeah, we're both saying Chad. Yeah, we're both basically saying the same thing. That's why I said if it's your business or the platforms when they offer that, that's an expense, just like you. It'd be an expense you're taking as a business owner if you want to offer free shipping. Picker Adam, what's going on? But I've talked to like many on here that do a lot of volume who used to do free shipping, not anymore. It just bites into their profit way too much. Oh, I was rude? Why are you not on Whatnot? It wasn't rude. I'm telling you to come on here. I've been telling you all the time to come on here. That too, Millicent. Yeah, other platforms, but I know why. That's why. But if it's rude, well, it's rude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm always encouraging Aussie to come on this platform, but I'm not going to explain their situation. because it's none of anybody's business. Um, but they're not on here right now. They're on here to support everybody. They come and hang out, and I love that. Sounds like the other platform doesn't have a very supportive community. Everyone's here right now. Yeah, it's true. And also, if people don't like it, they can check out the other platforms, and the other platforms is going to say the same thing, right? It's just one of those things. None of your business. Mr. Aussie. Oh my god, that's it. There they go. What's up, Waffle Wrecker? How you doing? Did you get a new picture? Wait a second. Are you at the beach? Oh, look at your picture. No, not at all. Not at all. They're having a quarrel in the chat. It's totally good. Yeah, so like we can all have different opinions and that's okay. You know what I mean? It's absolutely okay. I don't know. How do you guys feel as a buyer? Is there anybody here that's like a buyer and not a seller on this platform? And there's also people that want everything for free. They just do, right? They just do. And honestly, I mean, that's okay. That's okay. There's buyers that only shop for $1 items. That's not my ideal buyer. Because I will speak honestly about this. Every time I've ever sold an item for $1, the person's been a problem. That's honest with the order. You know, maybe they're not a problem, or they just want to cancel, or it's too much. You had a pop-up show the other day with heavy items, and not one buyer complained about their shipping out. Yeah, a Vermont Farm Girl, I agree with you. If the buyer wants it, they will pay for it. 100%. On Tuesday, I'm going to be testing out shipping during Coffee Talk. So it's going to be 1 to 5 pounds, Grand Advantage. Over 5 is going to be regular priority mail. We're going to test the shipping in real time. In real time. Okay, so you guys want to bookmark that show. It will be at 9:23 a.m. Pacific time. That's my new time again. I'm back to my regular schedule. Yeah, back to the regular schedule. And you know, I've been on here for 4 years. I did free shipping on one show, and it wasn't that bad, but I did raise my prices. Buyers did not complain. I sold like 90 items. If I'm buying, I mean, you have to look, you could do that, right? You could do that. I've done it. I wish I could do it on select items because then I could put free shipping on it. But those heavy items, it makes zero business sense on the heavy items unless you're selling it at a price higher to absorb that cost. Because sometimes if you don't ship, you know, depending on the method, you don't know how much they're really paying for it. And you want to make sure that it's the best, cheapest possible price for your buyer. If it's something I'm willing to bring into my home, I'm willing to pay a few dollars to have it well shipped. Yeah, absolutely. The worst is when you do that, you spend the money, and I've had this happen. I bought something so unique and really old, like it survived world wars. It survived such a long period of time, and the person didn't care. They just threw it in a box with a Priority Mail flat rate bubble mailer on it. You think it made it? Nope, nope. And that pisses me off more than anything because, I mean, people are gonna do what they do, but if you wanna gain a buyer to come back, a repeat buyer, it is so sad, it's heartbreaking, and as soon as I got it, I knew it was 'cause it was laying, like, sideways, and I shook it, and I could hear glass going around, and that was a definite. I think I opened that on my stream, actually. I cut off their address and opened it up. Yeah, the history's gone because the seller didn't care, and I don't care. I don't care. That's common sense. A piece of glass thrown in a box? You think they're gonna white glove it? No. Yeah. If you list it correctly, right, with the right weight class, and whatnot is makes it so different. Even other live selling platforms, what makes it so different is you don't know if somebody is buying 1 item or 20 items. I treat every item like someone's buying it one by itself because when it bundles, it's gonna bundle for the lowest possible price and method for the buyer, especially when I do 1 to 5 Grand Advantage, over 5 is gonna be priority mail, right? All that stuff bundles up, but the packaging all weighs something. So if I don't wrap it correctly, like I overpack, I don't care. I'd rather it get there safe, especially something that old and probably, 3 or 4 that you could even find. Um, you don't worry about it. You're on East Coast. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how you do it. And the shipping is on the screen. It's really rare that I have anybody ask about the shipping. They see it. As a buyer, you can see it. If I pin an item, if I take an item and I pin it to the screen, how much does it cost? 447 or 88 or something? How much is shipping? Yeah, ship correctly. Don't be a bad Viking. Right, be a good Viking. That's right. Okay, 485. Heather, oh, I know. They have a little walkthrough as a new seller. I think there's a little questionnaire thing, but as far as we used to have an onboarding, everybody used to have to do it, but the cost of that, I can't imagine as a company what it would cost you for the employees, right? The employees who would have to train everybody for that. So, as a company grows, it's just not a realistic thing to put money into, unfortunately. Also, if you want to be a seller on any app, any platform, you have to do some education yourself. People have to kind of stop blaming the platform. It's there. It's there. They email you when you start and sign up. There's information in the app where to go. It's literally on whatnot.com all over the place. Seller Academy. They have all that when you first sign up. So people have to stop blaming the app. Yeah, nobody knows day one. Learn, grow, repeat. Exactly. As a buyer, I don't mind paying shipping either. I pack these products like I would want to receive them. Same. I want it to be like a gift. It's not as pretty because it's craft paper and bubble wrap and stuff, but honestly, I don't work for Whatnot, so I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I do know that, they're not onboarding sellers anymore. They stopped doing it well over a year and a half ago. People need to learn for themselves. So if you sell something and you're gonna pack it, don't just throw it in a box. If it's clothing, sure, it can go in a poly mailer, right? But watch, there's so many YouTube videos. There's so many YouTube. They may have bubble wrap for life. I know. Yeah, there's so many videos. Your son-in-law just comes on as a buyer and there's a tutorial explaining things. Exactly. And if you didn't know, on whatnot.com, if you go to help.whatnot.com for buyers or sellers, there's there's tons of information that you can go and read if you like to read. But don't say I don't know how to ship when they have all that info right there for you. If you're a new seller, go to selleracademy.whatnot.com. Everything that you need is there. It's it's literal common sense, really, to be honest with you. And there are some things you may not know. So a lot of sellers are out there selling these shipping cards, these PDFs, this AI stuff. If you want to spend your money on that, go ahead. But I'm going to tell you, that's not the way to learn how to do this on Whatnot. It's not. Go do it yourself. Figure it out. Watch some of the shows, see what people are saying, but never take their word 100%, including myself, because the way you run your business is the way you need to learn. Somebody who's sold like 150,000 items is telling you, "Don't weigh anything." This is just an example. I've heard multiple people say this. "Don't run anything. You don't even need a scale. Just pick this weight class and run it all at that and let it bundle." But it's really not. Maybe for them it works, right? Maybe for them it works, but for you it may not work. And when you're brand new, do it the Whatnot way until you figure out and understand shipping that you can do it your own way. And when I say that, it's because they know on average how much their items weigh, or if they don't weigh anything, they don't because they don't give a shit. Yeah. You were onboarded and had to prove qualifications way back when? Yeah. I had to send a link of all my social media to prove that I had a good reputation. And as a seller on other platforms, I had to show my feedback. Thankfully, my feedback score was pretty high and it was all positive. So I got cleared, but I still had to prove I had inventory. So I had to send in like a video and pictures of like my bin system. And so they're like, okay, approved. And it took about maybe a week. Yeah, maybe about a week. Life hack, marry the best shipper in the world. Amber is the best. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, they're always hiring for customer service. There's all kinds of careers and whatnot. If you qualify, go apply. Yeah, there's tons of them. You did a show wait, you did show your product on the scale, so maybe that helped. Yeah, that's a good idea too. The thing is though, your goal is, collectible, right? To reach the buyer who is a collector, right? Not a reseller. That's mine. I mean, I'll sell to anyone, but I understand that, the buyers that, will bid it up are the collectors because maybe they can't get it. You read everything and you were terrified. Never sold online before. I was worried something would get damaged. I still overpacked. That's okay, GR. I just sold a Fenton little tiny 4-inch vase, right? Tiny one, little bud vase. It's, yeah, like 7 ounces, maybe 8 ounces. It was like a pound and a half because I want to make sure it has at least 2 inches all the way around. And it was a brand new person, so I really, faded flamingo. What's up, sis? How you doing? Yeah, same. Not. I put the exact weight. I have the whole time. I haven't had an issue. I've had shows where I've sold 80, 100, 150 items, 200 items, and I never paid a dime out of shipping because I put the correct weight. And I every single time, and it might be annoying to some, but I edit the box size every single time because Whatnot told me to do that. And it's just in me to do it because I've done it on all the platforms. Because now, and even now, it's crazy. Like you could get away, honestly, you could get away back in the day with not doing that. But the machines at the post office are pretty advanced. They can scan it, and they do. They scan it and they'll see a label that doesn't match the weight of the box. And if it doesn't weight exact, they will charge you. And if it weighs less, they'll charge you. People have been complaining about that, so I don't know. Oh, you do it, GR? Oh, when you scan it in the app? Yeah, I've been doing that on some of the bigger stuff. Put the correct weight and don't make the customer wait. Hey, be hip and shit. Thank you, movie poster. I can never say it. Never. Be hip, ship legit. That's what it is. Yeah, you heard it here. Be hip, shit legit too, if you want. Yeah, but honestly, like if you want to gain, yeah, don't bail in the scale. It's not like your weight scale, folks. Okay, you can lie about that if you want, but the scale for your packages definitely want to. And if you're not sure, start weighing some stuff every time. New sellers, I always encourage you weigh everything. I don't care what anybody says. Weigh everything and then add the packaging. Even if you lay stuff in a box, like one item that's 10 ounces, and you wrap it up with a little bit just so you could kind of see, and then you'll learn kind of, oh, okay, on average, this is, roughly. And if you're selling all about the same stuff and size, then they're all going to be that weight class, right? But you have to figure that out. Nobody can actually tell you that. You have to train yourself. Train yourself. Your brain will remember. I don't know, Faded Flamingo. That's a new thing that people have been saying that. But sometimes I feel like they use AI to make a fake post. But a couple people I know have been charged that. It's the machine. I don't know. It's weird. Especially like when somebody buys 1 pound, we run something at 1 pound, and then by the time we package it, they buy one item, right? And it could be the dimension. It could be so many things that people don't even know. It could be they put it in a, you know, 864, 8 by 6 by 4 inch box. And then after they edit it, they ended up using a bigger box. So there's so many things. Terminatory. Yeah. So I don't know. I wish I had an answer for it. I don't think really nobody's gonna have an answer for that because we don't know everything about that package. I did recently get charged for one. It was really weird. An adjustment. I didn't have any adjustments at all. And recently, hold on, let me pull it open. I had a couple like last year and it said I was 400 and something percent, blah, blah, blah. above average of the other sellers in my category, right? Which I thought was interesting. Okay, shipping carrier adjustment. So this I yeah, okay, now the number changes all the time. It's so weird. So I had one in June of 2025, August 2025. I had two of them. They were all under $2.35. Let's just say $2.50 each one. One was 224, 193, and 237. But it was very weird because I literally weigh everything and scan the package on the scale since forever. This was $2.24. It was 14 ounces. Oh, I think they took it off now because it was over a year. The carrier adjustment was covered by whatnot. Oh, it says this package used priority mail packaging with a USPS Grand Advantage label. It did not. I looked at the picture I had and I was like, no, how do you challenge that? I don't even know. So then that was $2.24. And it doesn't show the weight, it just says it was a wrong label. Now, if you do that now, it's a $20 charge, up to a $20 charge. Okay, so then I had another one that was and they were all the same items. That's what craziest. The pound range is where they're catching, I know. This one said it was 7 ounces. The carrier weighed the actual package at 12.96 ounces. If I go in and look at the shipping label, this is what I was meaning to look at. Will it show me the label? Oh, there's no tracking on it 'cause it's so old. How do I see the label on this? They were all the same items to the same person. I don't know if I can see the label. I can just see view shipment. Oh, I could see it. Here it is. I wanna see the weight on the label. No, it's good. The weight on it is weird because that's the weight of that item every single time because they don't weigh that much. Let me see this other one. Alright, open like 10 windows. Okay, here we go. So then the other one I got, and that was like $1.93. Yeah, they're off. I don't know how you challenge it because there's nothing to, like, dispute it. But if you're worried about it, right, getting that charge back because I think September 1st, we are now responsible for the cost of those adjustments, okay? On some, I think you're gonna be able to challenge it because you should be able to. I would recommend everybody there's people that will take pictures of the labels. Stop being a chump. Don't take a picture of the label. It's very scammy and sketchy. Also, as a buyer, you could report that to whatnot. Should be taking a picture of the item packaged up. And if people don't know it, that's what you're supposed to do. But scan it on the scale and make sure, like I have my scale and then I turn it on. It's kind of a pain, but mine stays on long enough that I could put them all on and scan it. And then I have the box facing like forward so you could see it. You could see that it's not like a little tiny one. Sometimes boxes, you have to be closer so you don't get the whole thing, but a lot of times if I use, like, the flat rate boxes, you could see what kind of box it is. But, like, on this other one, it was 8 ounces, okay? And it also did the 13.92 ounces from 8 ounces, which it wasn't that heavy. And then I just got one in June, that was 3 last year, like, okay, right? We're human, we make mistakes, things happen. This was not a user mistake. Yeah, there's no way to dispute it, right? Like you can on pirate ship. You can dispute it when they do that. So this was exactly an 11-ounce item packaged up. It said that it weighed 13 points wait a minute, 13.76? The shipping carrier let us know that the weight on the label of the shipment was less than what was measured in transit. An adjustment fee has been applied to your account for this discrepancy. And it doesn't show you anywhere to like, um, you know, request that this is inaccurate. Say you have a picture. Yeah. Oh, millicents, yes. Plug in scale so you don't got to hit the power button 50 times. Yeah, plug it in, it'll stay on. I have mine always right here. But I check. But it's a good reminder to just double check. And somebody could be watching and say, "Yeah, D, I have like 1,000 packages. How do I double check?" If you're shipping 1,000 packages, you probably have a shipping person, and if they're not doing that in their job, they probably need to add that to their job just to make sure, because it will come back to you, especially with machines. You notice that your weight sold once says 10 ounce, but the sidebar says 9.95? No, where's that at? I never see that. I round up every time. Even when I'm weighing, I don't round up after, unless I'm gonna be using an adjustment. So you're saying on the sidebar? Alright, let's go to shipment. I open the sidebar. I'll just go to an item that I just recently shipped. Mine lock in pretty good, GR. No, the details are in there, but I wonder if they're gonna have it so you can dispute a dispute option. I kinda doubt it. Yeah, I wanna know. I don't see that. Mine are all, in there, like, pretty correct. Let's see. Yeah, so here's a 2-ounce one in the sidebar. You mean once the label's created, right? Yeah, mine are not anything less. The only thing I'm thinking on yours, if it says that, it's because you probably hit a key and it will lower the weight like that. Yeah, you can hit something and knock the weight down without realizing it, to be honest. I've seen that. Signature required on this package. Oh, yeah. I gotta tell the person so it doesn't come back. Oh, it got delivered. Okay, good. I went to this place that doesn't count packaging their weight. Shout out Texas Roadhouse. Shout out Texas Roadhouse. I need some flying steaks in here. Yeah, I wonder. I think on some, if you just email whatnot through the get help with this order kind of thing, um, as a seller, you probably could have them adjust it. You changed it. Interesting. Because I've seen it where you accidentally hit something because they could go up and down on the weight because some people do it like that. I just round up. Same thing with the box sizes. If it's 12.25, I just make it 13 every time. I don't use 12 by 12 by 12 boxes. It's usually 864, may have ADH. Figure at 'em. Yeah. You have to figure out what works for you. But those adjustments are gonna be charged back to us if you don't do it correctly. Same thing with hazmat. If you mess around with hazmat and you're shipping something that is, hazardous, and you're selling something that's hazardous and you don't mark it hazardous and it goes regular, you can get, if you use the wrong kind of package or your box still says, um, like, use a hazardous label on a priority, can't do that. They're gonna charge you, 1, up to 20 bucks for the wrong label, and 2, they're gonna charge you up to 50 bucks for the hazmat. There's a new thing is, one of my friends told me the other day. She said that she had an old sticker on a box, and she peeled it off, but it was partially on there, and she got charged 20 bucks because it had the batteries, label on it, but she didn't really properly remove it. And you can't reuse those, you have to put a new label apparently. She made some TikToks. I think TikToks are reels on it. How to avoid just adjustments is on this page. It takes typically about 4 weeks from the shipment for them to have the carrier adjustments in your account. But if you're weighing everything, I mean, look, I weigh everything, everything. And I've got 4 of them, 3 from last year and 1 from June of this year. So you double check your stuff. There's nowhere to appeal on here. But now that I'm taking the pictures, if I get another one like this one I just got, I'm gonna appeal it. Yeah, I think I'll just go to the transaction on the app. Let me see. Let's go. Um, Orders. I'll just go to one of my orders. I'll go to this one. And if I scroll down, get help with this order. Yeah, so you can get help with it. I weigh everything when I post it and weigh it again before generating it. Same. That's exactly what I do. I don't do volume like where someone's selling, 500 items or 1,000 items in a show. So I don't worry about that. People that are doing that, selling 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 8,000. I've seen people do 8,000. They have a whole staff. They pay people to do this and list it. And they're also using, a lot of folks are using like CSVs and they're importing their list, which has the weight and everything for them. Oh, and they answer quickly. You call a phone number. They're going to have that. Is that what Whatnot said? They're going to have that on there. Yeah, if you start to me as a seller, because time is everything. If I get a lot of them, then I'll call. But if I got one here and there, I'm not going to bother with it. My time is, but if it's a substantial amount of money, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to call. But so when I scan it, I will make sure I scan on the scale, especially those big boxes. The little ones, I'm just like, you know, if I wait before I ship, right, picker at 'em. Oh, you went to Craig's show. Is that what he was talking about? That's good if they're going to have that. Then people could call. I won't call. I'd rather just pay for it. But like I said, if it's a substantial amount of money, then I might call. But they're all under $3. This last one was $1.47. I just intentionally did a couple of them that were sold like at the right weight, and I made the box heavier just to see if it would charge me back because I wanted to see. But not that much, a couple ounces. Yeah. But it was out of the, because if it's like 4 to 8 ounces is one rate. If you go up, then use an adjustment. I wanted to see if it would do it on a free adjustment, if it would actually charge back. So I wrote down the one so I could see. Uh, yeah, and a lot of people are not are go you will see this on Whatnot. Um, Picker Adam, thank you for the tip. You can have a little D. Yo, Picker Adam, thank you. That was so nice of you. I appreciate it. Is I know you're overdue. You're overdue. See, you admitted it. That's the first stage. The first stage. You did it. Thank you, friend. I appreciate the payday. Thank you, thank you. He was nice? Oh, okay. Oh, not in Craig's? Oh, I was in there? Oh, okay. Um, you will see this on Whatnot, in my opinion, when people are realizing that those items that get smart bundled together become big boxes, right? If a seller is selling it at that price they want, they're not gonna care. They're gonna absorb that shipping cost. And if they eat a little bit, I know a few people in here, they're still doing their max shipping at $7.75. They have like a $3,000-4,000 show. They're a one-person operation. They're gonna eat a couple $100 in shipping. They don't care. They don't care. It doesn't affect their profit, right? They got such a good deal on their items that it doesn't bother them. The shipping for Green 13 includes him filming the package on the scale with the weight displayed. Clips and bio. Yeah, but let me ask you, Millicent, not for every package. Was that just like a demo? Or are they just using it to scan the app for everything? I'm curious. I'll check out their clip too. Every package they're oh, right, they're taking a picture when they scan the package, right? Yeah, not filming it. Or he's filming himself package it up. Video. Oh, yeah, he mentioned that. But he's doing it only when they're, is he gonna put that on his YouTube? There are some people that video their shipping people pack every single order. I hope they have a lot of that's okay. I hope they have a lot of space. Hey, Cindy, how the heck does 2 plushies less than 6 ounces get a carrier adjustment for weighing 3.9? It how much does it weigh in the box? Did you put it in a box? So if the plushies are less than 6 ounces and you have it in a box, it's definitely gonna be more. Carrie Shop, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. We're just having a late night, what's your plan talk. So welcome in. Thank you so much. How was your show and what were you selling? Let everybody know. My name's Dee. I go by Dee Archivist. Been on the app for, oh, I could be sarcastic. One day. Just kidding. Um, anyway, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, let everybody know. Thanks for bringing all your friends here. We're talking about shipping. So grab a seat or a pillow or go to bed. And I appreciate you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Weight about 15 ounces. I write the weight on the box weigh 2 times. Okay, so when you sell it, what weight do you sell it at? Hot mess. Look at that. Carrie Shop is rocking a perfect 5.0 rating and 1-day shipping on average. That's fantastic. Thank you for bringing your friends. Hey, you have a lovely evening too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Cindy, the question's on you. When you run the item and you're putting one of them, do you put the packaging weight too? And what size box did you ship it in? Because Whatnot's assuming, everybody, Whatnot's assuming that when you take an item, I'll show you my wiener, okay? So if I take an item like my wiener here, they're assuming that the weight for the wiener, and no, I'm not running it, 4 to 7 ounces means it's in a box. But it assumes that box is up to 12 by 12 by 12, okay? Up to 12 by 12 by 12, and it weighs 4 to 7 ounces. Number one, a 12 by 12 by 12 box is a pound. 1 pound is a 12 by 12 by 12 box. So you adjusted the box size to 6 by 4 by 3. They were just little tiny squishies. So that box probably weighs about 2 ounces then, maybe 4 ounces. It's a 6 by 4 by 3, and you Frankenboxed it. Yeah, I would dispute it. I would ask Whatnot for help with that order and let them know that you got an adjustment. They're not charging you, but you want the adjustment fixed. I would do it so it's off your account. They may not do anything. I don't know. You have to go to your app, go to the transaction, ask for help with this transaction, and then find which one best fits under shipping. And if it's closed, then you get the order number and all that, and you email seller support at whatnot.com. I would totally dispute it. Yeah, especially if they and take a screenshot of that page. You learn the hard way. Will forever adjust before generating my shipping labels again. But oh, you're a newbie? Okay. Yeah. I really hate the option of printing on the phone. I know a lot of people don't even have computers and but it's a good idea not to print the shipping labels, like generate all. Don't do that because if you have to adjust the box size for something smaller or a bigger box, you're gonna have to use a shipping adjustment. So it's better to go to the computer, log into whatnot.com. Yeah, or do the web browser. But just so you know, the web browser is like sometimes there's problems with it. Yeah. I think for shipping it's okay because you can edit the box size. Yeah, and mistakes, that's true, Picker Adam. Mistakes sometimes are the best lessons. You learned a lot of lessons. Yep. When I first started on Whatnot, I didn't know all the shipping. I just knew it bundled it, and I didn't ever have an issue. I didn't even use custom shipping profiles. The custom shipping profiles will mess it up every time for the buyer. They'll pay more money in shipping. They will, unless you have a specific box size, okay? Unless you have a specific box size and a select amount of items that will fit in that box. So if you're selling, you're having a show one night and you're selling T-shirts, and you know that every T-shirt is, small, medium, or large, not one of them is over 8 to 11, but they're all, maybe one's 7 ounces, one's 8 ounces, one's 9.5 ounces. So you just run each one at 8 to 11. But you have to do the math and figure out, so maybe you're doing a flat rate show. You have to figure out how many of those shirts you can fit in a box, and you max it out. So you run the shirts at, 8 to 11 or 12 to 15. If you're doing flat rate, it's going to go off pounds, right? So you want to get it as low as possible. You don't want to run 0 to 1, because if they only buy a few and it's not quite a pound, it will ship Ground Advantage, but you'll be charged for an adjustment because you won't have enough weight. Um, so you want to really make sure that if you do make a custom shipping profile, you put the correct box size. If you're running 8 to 11, you know that, okay, this is pounds for flat rate, right? And if it's not pounds, you have to do the math and figure it out. So, whatever it is for that, you might not fit 70 pounds worth of shirts. Maybe you can only fit 22 in there, because you got to account for the 11 ounces that box weighs empty. And then you've got paper and cushioning, and even tape on it adds weight. You'll be real surprised that weight will catch up real quick. And then on average, most people are not going to buy 25 of those t-shirts or 20 of the whatever number you have in there. So I just let it bundle itself together, and it's never been an issue. Fast computer with touchscreen seems to be fastest for shipping, but there are many ship station setups depending on what you do in your space. Yeah. Yep. And the only way to learn it is to do it. It's really is the only way to learn it is to do it. And when you make a mistake, learn from that mistake so you don't make it again, and you do better for the buyer. And we're all human. We all make mistakes all the time, I'm sure. Yep. Yeah, I didn't I remember, like, a couple of times I used my phone for when I did PWE, and then I thought, "Well, the PWE measurement is weird, so I'm gonna go on the computer and just do them faster." So I only ship on the computer. Yeah, Amber's perfect. That's right. We all make mistakes except for my wife. Right. I mean, pick her at 'em. No mistake. She married you, and you married the best shipper in the world. So, see? Yep. No mistakes there. Yeah, so what do you guys like to print your labels? And, if you're new, try to print them on either on a browser, Google Chrome, in your phone or iPad is fine. Or if you have a computer, desktop, laptop, you could use Google Chrome as well, and you can, print the labels there. But if you need to make an adjustment, make the adjustment, because it will come back. It will come back. Chrome for the W. Yeah. I'm really excited about this shipping. It's a lot cheaper. I think people are buying more. I'm in a lot of shows, and people are happy with that Ground Advantage shipping. It's when you go over 5 pounds. 10 pounds, you're still okay. 15 pounds, you're all right. It's when you're buying so much that you're into the 20, 25 pound, it gets expensive. And then priority mail, I haven't tested priority mail, but I will be testing it next week. On Tuesday, we'll be testing out priority mail, and we'll pin some items. People in vintage are yeah, because hey, Brass Lion. It's because I know no, this is what I was saying earlier. I feel like folks that are freaking out about shipping that are selling vintage, and there's a lot of people that are just going with it. Um, I feel like, and not just vintage, every category that sells big items or bigger and heavy. I feel like if they're complaining about it now, they probably weren't doing shipping right in the first place. They were guessing. This is cheaper, but it's different, right? Because we were really spoiled before. It's completely different ballgame. You have to be very strategic now in how you're gonna do your shipping. You printed from your phone, we'll adjust on computer first next time, then print. Yeah, because you don't wanna use one of your shipping adjustments. If you're just editing the box size, it shouldn't charge you. If you're within the 1 to 5, it shouldn't charge you. But it may take a shipping adjustment if you're under a pound and you're adjusting from 4 ounces to 15 ounces. It will charge you for that shipping adjustment. If you freak out about shipping, you haven't been doing e-commerce enough for shipping. Yeah, it's gonna change and change and change and change and change. Don't worry, adapt. Exactly. They were taking shortcuts, and now it's costing them. Had they not taken those shortcuts, they would have been okay. Um, I remember when, priority mail, people were freaking out when they were gonna not have flat rate be a thing, you know? I don't know. I just been shipping the right way the whole time. Have I made mistakes? Absolutely. Absolutely. Like I printed a label and I went, "Oh my gosh, got to make an adjustment." So I to the weight, I forgot to change a box size one time. It wasn't the end of the world. It wasn't bigger than 12 by 12 by 12, but this is just me, right? But I still went back and changed it. You just checked your adjustments. I have one and I'm pissed. I know that's not correct. It's only $1.25, but it's the point. Oh yeah, same way. How much is it off by? Pick her at 'em. I did shortcut and now my hair is not as long. I know. R.I.P., huh? Big gravy. So sad, so young. Um, yeah, that part I stopped listening to others and worrying myself to the point of not selling. I enjoyed my pop-up show. There's a lot of sellers out there giving advice. They're probably selling you some kind of package, some kind of hype thing. If you want to buy that, you could buy it with your money. But honestly, it could be the wrong information for your business. It could be motivational, inspiring, and all that, right? There's people that sell all kinds of things on here for that. But I've heard from so many buyers that buyers tell me all the time, "D, I wasted my money on that. I wasted my money." One lady and her husband told me that they had spent like $700 on a class and it was useless. 700 for one class for like 3 days. And they couldn't get a refund on it. Yeah. They got nothing out of it. But that was them, right? I don't know their technology level or anything like that. But the point is now they said, "We're just gonna do it the whatnot way." Yeah. Sounds like I don't think some folks have just taken a package to the post office to ship. I think that, that's true, GR. I think a lot of folks, haven't gone to actually pay for out of pocket, not through an app, but, like, out of pocket to ship something. Shipping is insanely expensive because the cost of fuel is up, so the price of shipping goes up, and the post office just raised it during the summer, and don't think FedEx and all the other ones don't have surcharges. They every time the shipping the fuel goes up, the price of that will go up. I don't know how they do it, but they definitely do it. Okay, it says it was 12 and it was a pound, but the buyer paid 7.75, so the only reason I would have lowered a weight a little would be make it accurate. So you sold it at 12 ounces, so it's not a pound, but it weighed a pound, and the buyer paid 7.75? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I see, you lowered it. So you sold it at a pound, and you put it lower to make it accurate. You sold it at 16 ounces, that's a pound. So, I don't understand why you get charged back because you put the weight lower? Yeah, I'm thankful to the legends that negotiated competitive shipping right. Yes, thank you, Whatnot. Thank you, Whatnot negotiation team. I don't know who does that at Whatnot. Somebody with a law degree probably to negotiate a contract. Yeah, thank you. Shaped, tell them thank you. Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's interesting. So, it sounds like you lowered it to be accurate. Some people have said they got charged for that. I don't know why. I can't answer that. It doesn't make any sense. Well, then you can write them. Write them. I would. I mean, you have every right to know. Below on the adjustment page, it says, it'll tell you exactly why. What does it say on yours? Like on the one I had, it said, what happened? Under the what happened, can you put that in here? The shipping carrier let us know the weight on the shipment was less than was measured in transit, right? Same kind of thing. So the box weighed less than the actual thing. Yours would probably be the opposite. But I've been hearing that from a few people. You watch Suits? Put me in the you and that Suits joke. You cracked me up. Put me in, coach. Here you go. Ready? Are you ready for it? I'm putting you in right now. What? How did I get Picker Adam's baby picture? I'm so sorry. He didn't have any pants on. I know, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry for that. I wish. I don't know. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, Melissa, because I just did it intentionally on 2 packages because I wanna see. I wanna see. I know a few people that made adjustments 1 to 5 pounds. So one of mine was like 4 pounds. I made it 5 pounds, right? So it was like 3 ounces less with all the packaging. So I did on 2 of them. I mean, you're supposed to round up anyway. I always round up, but I wanna see. Oh, thank you. Um, I wanna see if it actually charges me back because it makes, they paid for it. So if people are getting dinged, getting charged extra for rounding up a package just so it matches the label or vice versa, then I don't know what to do. That's gonna be eating a lot of people's pockets. It says the weight was lower than their weight. I have the receipt from dropping off, so I'm gonna check their weight. So at the post office, sometimes they don't verify your weight matches a label in their system. They just scan it. So see what they did on the weight. Revenue assurance? Okay, well, it's not on the adjustments now. So you're saying it's coming. Yeah, they have to provide that. If we're gonna have to pay for it, we need a way to know who we could, contact. Because what if they make a huge mistake and we have to have the proof. So what, people have to go take pictures of every package? I think scanning the label is gonna make a huge, important thing. Because on the app, you could at least click on the picture and you could take a screenshot of it and zoom in, and you'll have the weight. You know what, baby Hugh, you're welcome. Just give it a chance. Give it a chance, and it might be better than you even imagined because of the buyers are gonna pay. If you wanna do reduced, figure out how many boxes of cookies. I think you could probably fit 2 in there, with some support in the middle of them. Maybe somebody do a custom shipping profile. 2 You can fit 2 in a large, yeah, so maybe you can, create a custom shipping profile, set it up so that 2 go in there and the box weighs 70 pounds. Otherwise, it's gonna stack them if you put it weighs 2 pounds. See what I mean? And if you don't put the weight is 70 with a maximum of 2 in there, it's it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna add them because it's gonna think, flat rate's up to 70 pounds. If you put that they weigh, 15 ounces, but 2 in a box. Well, 15 on 2 will be okay. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, just make that custom shipping profile. Um, so I don't know. I don't know with this, why on the ones that are less than the actual label and you adjust it, I have no idea why people are getting charged. You're very welcome, my friend. If you maybe put a note in there that says, "If this box gets damaged in transit, please eat all the evidence in advance." Thank you. There you go. That's figure out, if the box gets smashed, you can tell them that's the way the cookie crumbles. The comedic timing of Picker Adam is like a 10 out of 10. Lysandra said the post office tried to say their package was over pounds. It was mighty patches. Seriously? Has anyone noticed an increase in the sale if bin items? I sold a couple. Like how so? An increase? You mean the commission that you pay? If your cookies get broken in half, you win double cookies. Who writes this stuff? Picker Adam, I wish I could be like a note on your head, like that the sleep test team does. I freaking love it. AI Adam intellectual. Yes. The real AI, really, you guys. Fuck the other AI. It's only about Adam intellect. Just the sales from the men as a new seller, I was surprised. But what do you mean by that? I wanna know what you mean. I've heard something like that recently, but I haven't really noticed it. The commission's the same, though, it's 8%. Um, Let me look at some of mine, let's see. Yeah, picker items, 10 out of 10. That's crazy, millicents, about that. Yeah, so what was it in a PWE, and they're saying it's a pound? Their machines can make mistakes for sure because when the package is going on the belt, to scan, another package right next to it will mess it up. Yeah. Yeah. They take taxes and handle them too. Yeah, but that's already included in the price. We're not gonna see that extra. Construction crews for years either get witty quick or cry in a porta potty. I can't. You sold 2 products by Ben, quality listens, just new to selling, so I was curious. So you sold 2 items in the buy it now, right? And what was the difference? I know I've seen this people saying this, but I haven't noticed it. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna see in there. You're not sure if it was a box of them or a sheet, but either way we did. Well, if it's in a box, that changes everything. That could be a pound. I mean, they're not gonna put it that it's off by that much. So according to, on Whatnot stuff, they don't charge any more for the buy it now. It's the exact same fees, so I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I'm curious, like, about the Mighty Patch thing, but it has happened. It could be, like, the boxes, 2 or 3 of them on a machine, on the belt, they're gonna accidentally maybe weigh more, I don't know. They make mistakes too. The post office is no one's perfect. I don't care who you are. Nobody's perfect. Zilch, nada, 0. Nobody is perfect, right? Maybe a brand new newborn baby. They're a little perfect, you know? Your fees were the same, just pleasantly surprised, woke up to a couple of sales. So you were surprised about the sales. Yeah, the fees are all the same. So yeah, the buy it now works. I sell stuff all the time in the buy it now when I'm sleeping. That's my goal. I don't want to work for Whatnot in the sense of doing all this extra. I want the Whatnot to work for me, right? So I list, I run auctions, I run flash sales, and it's really weird. The more I list to Whatnot, and I have a lot of items, the more sales I make from the buy it now. People are finding me on Google, finding the product. That's where a lot of people come to me and they buy it from Google because I list like you'd list anywhere else. And sometimes it's nothing, right? It's quiet. And then all of a sudden I'll sell 10, 15 in a day. It's amazing. Yeah, so keep it up. It sounds like it's doing what it needs to do. Come back at 3 a.m. and buy. Hold on. Hold on. I have to have a talk. I didn't have a talk today. Shaped. Shaped. You're listening. Can you please let the people on Google know about me? I have toys, birthday cards, video games, cards, antiques, vintage decor, blind boxes, weird shit, faces, stickers, wacky packages, crazy labels, glass, Empoli, Italian glass, I'll break shit, carnival glass, brass, trading cards, swap cards. So, you know what to do. I even got my own trading card. So, it's only 1 a.m. Paperweights. I got it all. I got Disney too. Tell those Disney people I got Adorables. Adorables. I love the captions. Anyway, Shop, shop, shop till you drop. Well, don't drop because then you can't shop. Okay, Shaped. If you buy it, I'll break it right now in my live. Smash. Okay, I had to talk to Shaped. Anyway, thanks, Shaped. What you doing? Send the people. The algorithm is speaking. I've been on every day for 807 days. I don't know how I whispered all that without laughing. Yeah. So anyway, Shaped is the AI company that Whatnot bought. It's probably listening right now. It's studying the behavior of my streams and studying my psychology and analyzing me. Algorithm boost 6-7. I do wish Whatnot had a seller last active data like. Oh, I wish that listings expired, to be honest. Hmm. Yeah, I don't like what they have that. I wish they would just expire like, you know, 3 months. And then if you don't go in and edit, it gets removed. Like it goes to your drafts, not or you're inactive. Yeah, that would be really great. That would be really great. Yeah, I could, even though the community host program's done, I still have a way to contact Whatnot because I have all their numbers. Like we worked together for 2 years, so um, I think that would be a really good suggestion. Actually, of course you do. You can send it. I mean, I can always. It's a form that I fill out that I can send to them. I know they're still taking stuff. Yeah. Why what? Why it ended? Oh, they just go on a different route. I mean, we did it for 2 years. Yeah, but I'm still part of something. I'm actually doing a couple of beta tests right now. Yeah. So the program itself ended because they were just going to go a different direction for a little while, but all of us are still part of it. Why do you want that? Why do I want that? Because sometimes I want to go buy something and I've had to get a refund because the seller was inactive. They list stuff and then just leave it and they're not on the app anymore. I think that literally every app should do that. Thank you for helping me. Yeah. Isn't that annoying if you see something and you write the person and you don't wanna write and say, "Is this available?" like they do on Facebook Marketplace. That's so annoying. It's a waste of my time. I don't wanna write somebody. I wanna be able to buy it and know that they were on the app, and there's still a seller on the app. I usually look at the recent feedback to tell. It ties up your money, exactly. Especially if you're waiting for them to respond, and then by the time they realize it and they go, "Oh, I sold that already. It was an accident. Let me just cancel." Yeah, usually I'll just buy it, but I look at the reviews. I look to see if they've had recent reviews. If it says like 6 months ago, I won't buy the item. But what happens is if say that happens and they had sold it already, it was like a double listing. Same, I do too. Um, you have to wait for them to respond. Sometimes you could go in and cancel it, but usually have to wait for the seller to respond. And if the seller takes 3 or 4 days to respond and then cancels it or refunds you, right, because they got the money, you gotta wait another 5 to 7 business days to get your money from your credit card. Sometimes it's instant though, but a lot of times you have to wait. So you're gonna wait like 10 or 12 days to get your damn money back, which is a bunch of horse shit. It ties it up, and a lot of people want their money back right away. I mean, I feel like the companies get the money instantly off our cards, so, why not have it be the same way? Um, so that's just me. Yeah. Well, a lot of companies make you still wait. Some things go pretty quick though. Maybe we should apply instant interest rate. Yeah. Or like a handling fee. I'm going to charge you for taking so long a 15% refund fee. Yeah. So they get to do what they want. That's how it is. So if you don't like it, don't use their platforms. Yeah, I usually don't mind, but it's right, the bookkeeping. I pay totally when I buy stuff online, I have a separate bank account just for buying. It's my business buying account, and then I have, obviously, my personal one, and then for my business, I have a checking account and a savings, but I have a buying account specifically for tax purposes. It's way easier to track. Yeah. I don't care what they do with the money. They can go invest it. Give it back to me. So some companies, I know which ones would I shop with that are really quick. It's just because I'll forget. I'll forget about it. Yeah. But it's all, digital. So most of it you get it back pretty quick. I forget it was something I was doing and they said it takes 3 to 6 months to get a refund back from this one company. 3 to 6 months. And if I would have read that in the fine print, I wouldn't even have done business with them. 3 to 6 months for a refund. Who sits around waiting for a refund for 3 to 6 months? Just handle it within the 7 days. But it's like a whole process with this company. It's a huge company. Well, yeah, that's exactly probably why. Put that in the CD. I know it's crazy. So, anyways, that's what I do. I don't, you know, on here I think Whatnot's pretty quick for the refund though. I've had a couple of them where I had to initiate. Somebody said, "Oh, could you please cancel?" They described the condition wrong. And so I went in and just requested a cancellation. So it didn't ding the seller and they didn't have to pay, right? They just completely put the wrong info. And they were cool about it. And I said, "Sure, I don't want it to ding you or charge you because it charges the seller now." And it was instant. And it actually didn't even take the money because I think it was holding for a certain period of time. It was very weird. I think I got it the next day. Yeah, it was pretty quick. You think so? You too, Millicent? Hello, welcome in. I don't know. And this is just my opinions, and through experience. What's up, Axel? How you doing? Anyway, we're just having a chat. We talked about shipping already. Do it yourself and learn first before you take all the people's advice. Take everything with a grain of salt, and learn for yourself. Some folks can cost you a lot and shit. I've had several people that told me they bought these shipping cards that people are selling and they threw them away because it messed them up because they were new and they hadn't sold enough yet. I was like, you do what you got to do, you know? And they're like, I should have listened to you. And I'm like, it doesn't matter. That's my opinion. Until you do it yourself, you can't figure out the shipping. When you start doing it yourself, you're like, oh, that's it. That's it. Tomorrow I'll announce about my shipping school that I'm doing. It's free for new sellers. I'm not going to take on anybody that sold a crazy amount. By this time, they should know how to do shipping. Yeah. Thanks, Bigger Adam. So tomorrow, if you come to Coffee Talk and you want help with shipping, I will be doing a private stream. And the reason why it's private, nothing to hide, it's just because I feel like the people that really need to learn it want to be there. And there's too many distractions because people come in with 50,000 other questions. So I have a select group. I am checking out the sellers. They actually have to have shows, so at least a few shows. So I have a list of about 22 people right now. The $3 to $4 cards aren't bad, but the $1,000 one-on-one calls are too expensive for me. That's $1,000. Wow, that's a lot. But again, for some people, it's worth it for their business. Um, I would highly tell people if they're going to do coaching or one-on-one with somebody that if the person is having you go off the platform to do those, you definitely don't want to do that. Okay, do it right here on Whatnot. There's some people that do Zooms and stuff like that, but Whatnot kind of wants you guys to stay on here and do it. Yeah, $1,000 is a lot. You guys read all the help.whatnot.com stuff, you'll be fine. And you'll look back on this and be like, I'm glad. And some people that are selling the ones for a few bucks, you could get that info for free on Whatnot. I'm a big person of getting it from the direct source because a lot of those cards are made with AI, and AI does make mistakes. And I know this because I tested all the shipping questions out on AI to see what it would say. Half the stuff was wrong, more than half. Um, no, no, I'm not teaching that. It depends. I do a coaching. It's for one-on-one. I do it right here on Whatnot. And what it is it's catered to the seller's needs. So I have sellers that want just OBS setup, so it's an OBS setup. I have other sellers that are brand new and they've had a couple of shows and they want some kind of goal system. They want some kind of accountability. We do that. Then I have people that have multiple questions and they want all those questions answered. I do that as well. So it's catered to that person, right? There's not one set way to do it. Then right now, like I'm coaching somebody right now actually how to sell on Whatnot. And so we're doing like a 5-day series. And what's up, Tony? How you doing? I'll pin my item. You can take a look at it. I do them Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday mornings. I'm Pacific time. What? That's weird. Where'd that go? And they're an hour. So I'll pin it. You can save it and look at it later. I only have 2 in there. I got to go in and add more, but yeah, so I do it depends. So the person I'm working with right now literally has a salesperson sells on other platforms, huge seller, like volume-wise, massive. Sells one type of product, but multiple, like good brand, authentic. Does not know how to do the computer or anything. Like we had the most really cool seller actually, and the funnest time ever, like, laughing. So I'm like, "Here, these are 3 things you need to do before we can meet again because I think you're not ready to go live just yet." So now they're gonna do a bunch of things so they can be ready, which they're pretty much almost ready, but we'll see. We're gonna meet this week. Okay, you talk to her and see how she feels. Never pressure. Yeah, so no, I know it wasn't nothing negative. But I don't like push it because I feel like it's in my bin. I talk about it like during coffee talk. So if somebody, well, not right now. Go wake her up. Go wake her up right now. What are you doing? If she's normal, she's asleep. Hell yeah. So wait, what did Big Iron say? Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. It pulls the data from other websites and picks it, but a lot of the shipping was wrong on the AI. But I decided to start doing coaching. So I have a couple different packages and they're always customizable as well. So somebody actually purchases it, then I send them something seller related. It's a physical item. And then I try to do it within a week or 2 weeks. Some people who have booked with me, they're so busy, life happens. So we reschedule later, but I always ask that you do it within like 30, 60 days, right? Get it done right away. But I do have a list of a few people that haven't done it. They just got too busy. Oh, no, 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 you're fine. I would never wanna charge somebody $1,000. Not for 1 hour. There are people that do it, you know, maybe there'll be a day where it'll be that much, but I don't know. I just can't. I might charge you $1,000 for a few days. Yeah, absolutely. But it depends on the person's need, of course. Right, you know better than that, Tony. She's gonna get you. Yeah, so there are sometimes though somebody just wants to do a one-on-one for an hour and they want to talk about shipping, or they want me to audit their, I don't like the word audit, but they want me to evaluate their profile, their photos, their listings. So they want to use that time for that. And that's fine. I always ask people if they book one. Here's the biggest thing, I'll send them a link for a private stream and don't share it with anybody because it's just for us. And then what I'll ask them to do is come up with a list of all the questions. What are your goals? What's your plans? Where do you see yourself in so many years on Whatnot? And then they bring those questions to the stream and ask me. Because if they don't, people will waste their time, right? And then they're sitting around like, I don't know. So it gives me, and then I check out their page, I check out their listings, I check out their shows. They do allow it because we have to send a physical item. But if people, rip people off, there'll be a time when it won't be allowed because people will sell this ridiculous price service or, PDF, and there's no proof of delivery on a PDF, right? So I did sell PDFs in the beginning. They were more of they were my list that I wrote myself. I didn't use AI. I used DI. And it was like a pre-show checklist, tips and tricks. There were I can't even speak. Tips, tricks, and tech. And it was just a list of things you needed and things you could do to help your stream, right? And then anything beyond that is up to you to use, right? And I did put, like, links on it, but I actually didn't ask you for your email. I actually mailed out a printed, little mini brochure, so people would get that into, like, one of their one-on-one coaching. Yep, I wrote Whatnot and asked them if that I could do that, and they said yes. I was sending a physical product, so I have the email, and they could change it at any time. Yep. I will still offer that kinda coaching too. I just have to do it, you know? But it for now, it's I was thinking it's Whatnot's information. This is not about your thing. Right, oh, mine? No, I never would that's copyright, that's plagiarism, I would never do that. Um, exactly, pick a item, and believe me, I've gotten my fair share. Yep. I know how to evaluate that, I know my worth, and, people don't, and they'll sell for a little bit. So people you can't give everything away for free. You just can't, you know? Um, but I know what you mean. There are people that copy Whatnot stuff, and they paste it into a Word document and sell it as their information. That's copyright theft, okay? Copyright theft. You cannot do that. You cannot, take a screenshot of whatever rules on Whatnot and then turn around and sell it. You can't. And if Whatnot finds out, they'll believe me, they will let you know. You will get a warning. You could get a ban too for that. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. You did a lot of consulting in another industry. It's worth every penny, both what I was charged and what I paid for when using it. Oh, same here. And I've been doing consulting for a long time. Yep. So, I know there's some people that do classes like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 50 bucks who are just starting out doing it, and they want to, make it affordable, but I make it affordable, but I also don't want people to waste it. I want it to be of value, right? Otherwise, everybody would sign up for it if it was $20, and the price would have to go up. Yep. It's glitchy for you. It might be your phone. Yeah, and for some people don't need it. Most people don't need consulting. Some people don't need coaching, but there are people that do, so why not offer that? Whatnot doesn't offer that. They just don't. They don't have enough hours in the day or employees to do that. But if you're interested in that, it's how you word the message to them. You have to ship a physical product. So, for example, my coaching, I have 60 minutes, 120 minutes. Then I have other packages, but they get listed privately for that person when it comes to an agreement. Um, you have to put all the info, but you have to send them something. So I could send tape, I could send custom printed stickers. I can send whatever physical product, but I do have to put that in the listing so people know. I think mine says, and I did check with Whatnot, and I checked with other. Um, you'll get one seller to a box cutter, blue tape, light scale of my choice, including a thank you note. You could get one of those kinds of items, but I keep it very, very clear to that. And then I ask, once you purchase it, you know, um, if you cancel 48 hours prior, there's no refunds. Yeah. I record it because it's my time slot, right? So I'm not real uptight about that. I'm really actually very fair. And if somebody buys an hour and they have 10 minutes of technical issues, say, I never deduct that. I always just put it on top because it's not their fault. There's always a glitch with the app. The person that I just did a coaching with like last month, their thing did not work. And I have a lot of patience. And I felt really bad for them. And I said, listen, I think you're going live on your computer and not your phone. Because they were going live and I was going to join them. And they said, no, I'm on my phone computer. Anyway, it turns out it was 40 minutes later. And I said, it's okay to make a mistake. It's okay to be wrong. Just, can you go live from your phone, shut your computer off? And guess what? It worked on the first try. And then they said, oh, I was going live on my computer. I didn't want to say I was. I'm like, "It's alright, I'm not mad, but you just wasted, like, 40 minutes, we have 20 minutes left." And because of that, I gave them a little bit extra time, but I had somebody right after. I find it a little weird that my dad taught me about reselling, and basically always said, "You don't talk about Fight Club." That's funny. Yeah. Oh, what a mill says, "I recorded all my sessions and repackaged my side of the convo and product too. A different kind of environment." Yeah. Um, yeah, Vermont Farmhouse Girl, it is hard to find people that are legit. Look at their reviews. If their reviews are solely about product, you wanna find the ones that are for consulting or coaching and see what people say about the person. Because there could be people in the stream going, "Oh, yeah, get it. It's the best thing ever." And they're just part of the cult. I mean, for community, friends. "Hello." No, no, I know. And, there's no one like me on the app. There's no one like you on the app, right? We're all unique. We're all different. And not everybody has integrity. You hope so, but not everybody does. That's just a fact. Yeah. And some people will never use the information they buy and pay a ton of money for. Some people will never use that information. They want to buy it to be cool and liked and get a shout out. It's the truth. I've seen it. I've witnessed it for almost 4 years, over 4 years on here. Yeah, it depends how you use the information. Some take what they learn and apply and some don't. Also, people's brains are wired so differently. They're differently. Some people just collect info. Yep. Some people collect the info and make their own and sell it. I've seen that actually. A couple of people. I've seen all the stuff that people sell out there. People send it to me, you guys. I've seen everybody's PDFs. I've seen them all because they're like, "What do you think of this?" I don't really want to see it, and I just say, "Did it help you?" Because I don't know if they want me to say something negative. I'm not going to, but did it help you? Because that information I could grab off Whatnots. A couple of them I could grab it off Whatnots for free. I love knowledge too, and I was grateful they sent it to me, but at the same token, it's almost like they want me to respond, and I don't have anything to say other than, "This is what you spent your money on." Okay, cool. Did it help you? Did it benefit your business? Because if it benefited your business, then it's probably worth it, you know? Yeah, imagine though, like, people that sell this stuff on here, right? And that's their business, but they actually get wings on Whatnot for selling classes. I I think as the seller, if I was in Premiere, I wouldn't be happy about that. Thinking you might record at some point, sometimes you word. Oh, you mean recording my one-on-ones? I have them all. Yeah, it's always recorded here. There's no BS. I'm not gonna say, "Hey, at the end of my thing," this is just me. I bought a couple of these classes when I first started just to check them out, right? And one of them I was in, I kid you not, the seller was starting to grow on the platform quite a bit. And at the very end of this Zoom, and it was about like networking, right? So it was sold on Whatnot. It was like under 30 bucks, right? But there was a ton of people in it. It went to Zoom, and the first part was like a guest speaker who talked about small business networking, marketing kind of thing, right? And they were great. They actually were legit. They had credentials. And then after that, so it was like maybe 30 minutes, I want to say, 45. And then after that, the person went into, without giving it away, I have to think of how to word it. They basically had a inner circle of people who could have their phone number, and I'm going to make up the price, but it was somewhere around this number. For $1,500, you could be in the inner circle for the next 3 months and have full access to them, and they would help you grow your business on Whatnot. But they, for a limited time, only let 10 people in the circle times 1,500. It was actually more than that. That is totally against the Whatnot terms of service. That is a shady ass person. That's just my opinion on it. And I was supposed to get a product shipped to me. I never got it. I told them because I just was curious, right? And they said, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and they still never did it. That's Scientology, probably, right? Yeah. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they're doing something Shisty like that, yeah. You will, Tony? Deal, deal. Okay. No, we can't do that on here, but, just kidding. Yeah, so, people do things that, they don't realize. Excuse me, let me slap myself. They do know what they're doing, and they're not getting caught, so I just think that's bad business practice, you know? Because the thing is, when somebody buys that on the app, right? They pay for it on Whatnot, but then they go outside the app and they ask people for more money. It's not okay. It happens often. So, when you find out it's taken off of Whatnot, the private class, then I would be questioning like, "Oh, is there another fee?" Even people selling memberships to their website, when they're driving you off the platform, this is outside sales, and you have to put your credit card information into their site to get a membership. That's against the terms too. It's happening on here. There's people that sell memberships. Yep, I do too. I just think that and I get it that someone's building something. At the same token, it is against the terms. It is. They just haven't got caught yet. And there will be a time when Whatnot shuts that all down because it only takes one person to ruin it for the rest of everybody else who has integrity. It's just a fact. If it's not a pyramid, it's a triangle of success. Yes. I've stayed on the platform, but have been offered that type of thing. Yeah. I haven't done that. I've make the person either schedule a stream or I schedule a stream. Usually if I'm doing the coaching, I schedule, but if they're new and they want to basically have a coach them through all the steps for a show, which I've only done a handful of those. Most people, I encourage them to have a little experience first so they can form an opinion. Somebody could form an opinion and then go, you know what, Dee, I ran my show and it wouldn't do this, this, or this. What do you recommend? And then we work through whatever it is. Or they don't know how to put an item to an auction to buy it now to do a flash sale or to go backwards and do it. Because some people, they learn differently. They can't read all that. It just doesn't sink in. They're hands-on learners. They're more visual with a video or, a real person. And that's something that Whatnot doesn't offer. It can be totally helpful, yeah. And for me, I do it a certain way, and it sometimes people need a leader to help them and, you know, give them direction, and then they can follow through. I mean, because it basically is an investment for you, but benefits your business. There are good people on here that do the good thing. Let's see what Millicent one time I got to the end of a proposal, not here. I thought it was gonna be like 10K ask, it was 100. No. Oh my gosh, I missed that. There is so much stuff out there. Yeah, I've changed your outlook on it. Yep. Oh, let me go back. I missed his logic was if you tell people how to do what you do, they will do it and it'll get harder for you to find things. Tony, 100%. 100%. Brooke was talking about that earlier, Shop 801 Lane, how people would come in and ask like her sources. Like, why? First of all, it's like you said, you don't talk about Fight Club. I remember when I started, people were like, oh, where do you buy your stuff at? Hold on, do you want their phone number? Yeah, actually, I do. Go find your own source. Sources is something you gatekeep. You don't tell everybody. Imagine if you lived in an area where you knew 5 or 6 of the sellers and they didn't ever see you outsourcing. And then one day you say, "Oh, I go shop at so and so." And they hear it and they're like, "I shop there too." And then their other friend hears it or they tell their friend, "Oh, that's where D goes." Well, now 10 of them are finding out about it. And I used to get good prices. But guess what? Now the store knows these guys are all resellers. Let's jack the price up because they're gonna want it. And that's what they do. Because it's a business. The goal of the business is not to lose money, even if they get the stuff free. Um, hey, Pat, it's crazy, right? You never heard of this on the app? I see people trying to sell off the app, but I haven't seen any coaching. Oh, you haven't? There's a few people that do it. Some people do it on certain days. They pop up. In the community category, we're in there tonight, but hell yeah. Forgotten memories. I love that too. I tell people I source from whoever will sell me stuff at a good deal. Exactly. And she is so honest and sweet and would only wanna ever help someone else become successful. You're talking about Brooke, right? Yeah, she is. There is this Goodwill by my house. Oh my god, that's gold. I love that. There are good people on here, just finding them. Yeah, no, that's fair. We all have a different opinion, right, and experience. Oh, you only follow 2 on the platform? Yeah, so like I said before, it's my opinion. I've seen all the things that people sell out there. People have sent them to me. They scan them or take a picture of them and send them to me for my opinion. And my question is always, and I'll go back to it every single time, did it help your business? Because if it helped your business, it's probably worth it, right? I will say like 99% of them said it did not help. And I've seen everything that people printed out because one person was revoked the access. I guess they asked a question in their show, and the person blocked them. So then they lost access to a I don't know how much they paid. They said something like $600, 5 or $600, and they did I think they did eventually get a refund from Whatnot. But again, no names. On Ones just sells it. Yeah, like I said, if it helps you, then that's your adult money and you get to do whatever you want. But I always try to encourage people to look at Whatnot and see what you can find there first, because that's the source. That's where they found their info. Now, there's some tips and tricks that people give and they sell in the class or whatever that you can't get from the Whatnot because it's through experience, not through. Um, yeah, they are. They actually have wings because of it. They have wings from selling these things. Well, look at me. I'm a poet and I know it. Yeah, they do. What's up, YouTube? How are you guys? Do I know where it's located? What are you asking for, Kala? The thrift shop? I don't know. Well, because it's sales, and sales are what tallies up your it's not excluded, let's just say that. It's not excluded from Premier Shop. It should be. It should be. It's a total sales. Hey, Bubble Bead, what's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. Is it like oh, okay, it's only 140. People don't wanna know that I drove 10 hours to get stuff or you showed up at a state at 2 a.m. It's work. Exactly. Nobody wants to hear it. Run your shit. I thought most wings came from 50K 90-day periods. It does. But there are people making $100,000 on PDFs. It's not a joke. It's a lot of money. Mhm. Yeah, your brain just exploded, I know. Yeah, so there's no limit, but I actually asked Whatnot if people sell that stuff, and I don't care who knows. One of the things I suggested is there's sellers on here that really work hard to get the wings, and they do it on product with integrity, and they deliver a marketing material thing. Well, it's a product sorta. Um, it's calculated to it. So I don't think it should be calculated because sellers that really bust their butts, are making wings. It's getting hard for them. So that's just my 2 cents. Yeah, so if someone makes 50,000 plus in that 90-day period and they meet all the criteria that's required, you can go to help.whatnot.com and read it. You'll see the same thing. I hate when people say they have to charge more because they paid more for it. Just run the price. You don't tell people anything, you know? Yeah. People already know. If they want it, they'll buy it. If they don't, they're not gonna swipe. Yep, but it is true. Stop telling that. You don't have to explain your value of your item. Yep. Poor sourcing. I know. I used to see that a lot on here. People would say and not everybody, right? Just some sellers, they're rerunning something, for 25 bucks, let's just say. And then right away they go, this sold on such and such platform for 150. Please stop doing that. The buyer knows. They don't care. I don't even do that. In the beginning, people did that, right? But now That's right, what you pay and you don't tell people how much you paid for something, really. They don't need to know. So if someone sells 50 coaching products at 1K each, they're gonna get wings, it's crazy. I know. It's true. It's very true. They will. As long as they ship correctly, they don't have any cancellations or returns. There's a whole criteria, you gotta go read it, yeah. So it's basically, I think 17,000, 18,000 a month, um, which isn't much if it's $1,000. You stop looking stuff up, I don't wanna know, I just wanna sell. Yeah, exactly. I don't even look it up anymore because it's biased kinda. One person bought it at X price, wanna buy it now. And don't use Google Lens because 'cause you'll look it up and think that your Blanco is actually a Blanco piece of glass, and it's not, and it sold for $999, right? And then it has a sell-through rate at, like, 5%, and it's really only, like, a $36 item. But because Google Lens, people don't know, they go by that. Yep. Well, I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general. So those, are pulling up it's like using AI. It's like when you search for it, it's gonna pull up whatever it can find. It'll even pull up crap that's old. Yeah, it's a major search engine for all the search engines, and then it puts out information all together and makes up its own computer mind. Yeah. Yeah, Google Lens is shit. It's a starting point, I'll say that much. It's a starting point, okay? If I paid 25, is it worth 10? If I paid right. Yo, you're still in here, I love it. It's been a good chat, huh? You have to buy it for the best price possible, which everybody wants to buy it for the lowest price, but there's realistic things behind the lowest price. What's that buyer willing to sell it for? And this is in the sourcing level. It could be here too. Yeah, it's still around, but it's expensive. Items are only worth what the buyer is worth paying for. If you wanna move it fast, then you know, you don't have it at that. Sometimes people start at a buck. I don't recommend that if you're brand new. You gotta build your following. Um, you figure it out. A lot of people out there are like, "Don't run it at a buck," right? Because guess what? You know who's waiting to buy it at a dollar? Other resellers. Oh, yeah, right, right. You're not worth paying for, exactly. You call it worthless, but we have it. Tony. I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, Worth Point is around. I don't know. I hear different mixed things about it. I had it for a while. It's good for the old stuff that's not on the internet, like not digitally on that's in the old, yeah, super rare things. But you have Kelly, what's up, sis? How you doing? It's only really good for those rare antique things. But you don't always find stuff on there. Like some of the really old Blanco stuff, it does have a lot of static, inflated stuff that's yeah. But there are pieces on there that I'm always amazed by. Yeah, for the rarest stuff. Um, you let stuff go for a buck because it's just sitting around. Yeah, and that's a choice. If some people do really well with the dollar starts, but then I've seen so many people go to the Facebook groups and get like advice on selling, which is it's kind of okay to read it, but don't do that. Like learn first. But it's good to get a little bit here and there, right? And watch some of the chat shows on whatnot. Because you'll see what you want to do, what you don't want to do. And there's a lot of what you don't want to do. You learn lessons. Be yourself, show up, represent your item, show it, explain it, list it. And then when you get comfortable with all that, like, and you know the shipping, then you can figure out what works best for you. Because no two businesses are alike, you know? Yeah. So the membership for that too is kind of expensive. So unless you're gonna use it, it's worth it. If you're not gonna use it, it's not worth it. Please give a description of what? Go to Google, ask Google what it is. I challenge you. West Point. We're talking about like 15 things right now. Hold on. No, who brought it up first? Let's see. Thank you for your purchase. Oh, those comps are flawed too. Oh, exactly. A lot of times I laugh. Blenko I like to use as an example because there's so much imitation Blenko out there that people don't even know glass that they're selling on Whatnot, and they use Google Lens, 'cause I'm gonna go back to Google Lens, and they take a photo of something, and then they see it on Google Lens, and they see like 13 of them of the same exact one they have, and then they list it on Whatnot, and they list it wherever else, and they copy the title and description, put it in Whatnot, and then they look at the price, "Yes, celebrate with balloons." And then they put it in here, and then as soon as I see a listing on Whatnot like that, I send it to my Blenko friend, and I go, "This is not Blenko, is it?" I can tell now. And she's like, "Nope, it's the imitation one. It's like a knockoff." Google does think that all the glass is Fenton. Mhm. You see people pay hundreds. I see people buying hen on a nest that's literally an import, and they're selling it as vintage. I would be pissed, pissed, and they're just holding it. Show the damn thing. They don't turn it or nothing. Yeah, they're definitely not true vintage. Nope. And you can tell on the top, you can tell on the bottoms, but because that seller probably bought it from someone else who claimed it, they don't have any knowledge. Know about what you're talking. If you're selling some and you're claiming, you better know everything and how to tell. Maker's marks, everything on it, right? You should study it and know it. There's so many imports for the hen on a nest. I saw somebody selling one the other day that went for $480 or more. It was insane. And it was not I wanted to red chat and tell them that is not vintage. Yeah, 365 glow is some more horse shit. I like the little hens myself. Yeah, I wouldn't pay that much for a hen. They but in the streams that have, like, a lot of people in 'em, it's just I feel like the people that are bidding those up, and there are some that go for, 4 to $500 that are worth it. But I think people are competing to see who gets to win it. They want it, so they're gonna beat each other out to get that item. They pay crazy, I know. Yep, it's just all I think it's almost like they want the seller to shout them out because they won. But sometimes, sellers aren't shouting them out, and they paid a lot, but they're happy because they have that following, and the people know that seller and they want it. I mean, again, perceived value, what the buyer's willing to pay for it. Yeah. Tell me more, Tony. Hey, Brown Eyes, you have a good one too. Thank you so much. What game? What game? Uncle Wiener. 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 You sold a few, but I did research first. Yeah, and you know what's crazy about like Hen on a Nest when I started on Whatnot? That was like a few of them, but they 30 to $90. I think I sold a couple for like 100, but they had the box and stuff. They were Imperial. Italian ones years ago. Yeah. But because the popularity vintage has I mean, I've been in vintage for vintage was like the first week of vintage coming out. And it was different, right? Because some of the stuff has high prices. And then some of the stuff, now it's even crazier. Like Fairy Lamp. Fairy Lamps is insane on here. Hold on. Yeah, Fairy Lamps. Shit, I used to give Fairy Lamps away. I didn't care. Westmoreland, Moon and Stars. You name it. I did give it away. But I would sell, a couple grand. It was like, all right, let's give away a fairy lamp. It wasn't even a buyer's giveaway. It was anybody could get it. I know. B boxes have gotten crazy. Yeah. Let's see. You went to a show last night and instantly got modded. I left. It was crazy. Large room. Too much, huh? Yeah. Tony, are you going to tell us more about the 365 glow? Oh, does it glow? Does it glow? A lot of times people have the wrong light and it looks like it glows, but it's not really glowing, folks. You broke a Fenton piece marked on live. That sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah. I rated this lady one night and she was a new seller. So she probably sold like 100 items. And I don't know what happened, but we rated into her and she was like, had been showing something on her shelf. And when she pulled it off, she had like a beautiful display and everything. And all of a sudden it was like a domino effect. And she had 2 or 3 items fall and break. She handled it with such class. I would have been like, ah, fuck. But she just got a raid. And so, I don't remember what broke, like, I think it was maybe the bottom of her hen on a nest. You remember that, Aussie? I think you were in there. Yeah, she had, like, a big picture frame she was getting out, and it pushed like, it was a lot of stuff on a shelf, yeah. It was a bummer for her. I felt bad for her. The hype stuff, a lot of people don't like those shows. It's too much. I'm 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 most likely I'm a buyer, like, I'm not gonna go into some hype vintage show and pay 20 times over what I could get it for. She was so sweet. Yeah, she's still on the app. She was very, very sweet. I mean, when you raid in the middle of the night, you raid to like any kind of show. See, I've seen everything on the app. And I always give people a little grace. We're human, right? I used to smash stuff and get paid on here. I haven't done a smash show in a long time. I'm ready to smash all the vintage. Like, I'm over it. Yeah, correct. People are using 365s. Right. Branda Light, 365 magnesium, yep, and 395 uranium glass. That's what I have both. I have both. I bought the expensive one. Well, it's 2 of them actually. It just broke the other day. I need to send it. It still has a warranty. Yeah, 395. People think 365 for uranium, but mm-mm. It will glow, but the other is much better for it. You bought a Fenton boot signed for 7, but comps don't say if it's worth much. Aaron's Treasures. Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a great show. And let everybody know when your next show is and what you're going to be selling. Thank you for bringing your friends here. Just in case you came in and you've never been here before, this is the Insomniac Club. My name is Dee. I go by Dee Archivist. We're in the pink light because we're having a late night chat. We're having a late night chat. 395 for uranium is, yes, better. Correct. Yeah. And Aaron, feel free to let everybody know when your next show is and what you're going to be selling. Hope you had a good one. And thanks for coming in. I know it's so crazy. It's 2 o'clock, so I'll probably be raiding pretty soon here. We had a really good chat tonight. I really enjoyed it. We talked about shipping. We talked about learning the whatnot way and making mistakes yourself and not following everybody's advice on the app. Go and, learn what to do, what not to do, what you like, what you don't like, but you can adapt a lot of it. I don't get the whole glow thing in jewelry. That's a whole look it up. There's a you know who explains it really well? I don't sell jewelry, but some of the glass does glow. Some things are just reactive with paint. You ran Pokemon cards tonight? Oh, wait a minute. I think I was in your show. I think I was in your show. Were you running a whole lot of trainers? You had like a bundle of like 20 something of them. I think I might have been in there. And the guy was taking too long and I had to go do my show. Or I was gonna bid on it. Yeah. I think it was. It might have been someone else. I gotta look at your picture. Wait. Resin glows crazy, but people right away in his show, I laughed because does it glow? I feel like I was in there. Yeah, and does it glow in its paint like a nesting doll? Of course it's gonna glow. It has, that clear coat on top, or it has a neon paint. It's gonna react. It's gonna react. Okay. And it sells, yeah. Even plastic, like jewelry, like costume jewelry that has plastic stones or glass stones, some of those glow. That doesn't mean it has uranium in it. There is older jewelry that is uranium though, that's glass. Yeah, there's a lot of beads that, glow as well. I've bought a bunch. There's like, these what are those things called? I think they were uranium beads that I bought, and I made bracelets. Well, my kids made those bracelets, I think. They were really old. I got such a good deal, and then next thing I know, somebody was selling them for a ton. Yeah. There was a seller on here, I haven't seen him in a long time. The Vintage Veteran, I don't think he's on anymore. Yeah. You're not a snob. Reactive is not the same as reflective, exactly. Teach the people, because it's true. You're into jewelry, but I'm not gonna show all that glows unless it's vintage. Exactly. Yeah. When I bought this, I bought like 10 pounds of jewelry, and I was like, "I wonder if any of this stuff glows or reacts?" So, I shined the black light, one piece, and it was glass, and it was old. It was an old necklace. It was uranium, and I listed that right away and sold that. Everything else was just regular stuff. I mean, there was like three antique pieces. You have a Fenton hand-painted deer that glows? I can't remember what material that's made out of. I'm sure you know, though. The deer. I never even had a Fenton deer, but Tony might know. Yeah, the German Czech vintage, yes. I don't know what the Fenton deer looks like. I did a lot of birds. I'm very picky what I buy from Fenton. Oh, the sitting down one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have seen those. Um, oh gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's on the it's the white one. Oh my gosh, I know what it is. Starts with a B. Yeah. I can't think of what it is. I want to say Burmese, but it's not. Burmese, that's what I was just thinking. So pre-40 glass can have uranium oxide in it. In 40, they stopped using it because some project in Manhattan. Yeah. Um, I think it is Burmese. Let's see. But I wanted to think of it. I don't think I've ever got a no, I don't think so. I think it's their like ivory satin one and then they're painted. They have cats. I've sold a lot of the cats. Yeah. I just I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's a Burmese glass deer. So when it's exposed to a 395 or actually a 365 too. Yeah, custard. That's the one I was actually thinking of. Yeah, and some jadeite, Vaseline, and uranium glass all glows. And all of that actually will glow under 365 or 395, but 395 will actually glow its best. Yeah, it's best. Um, it's like that lime green. Yeah. Yeah, lots of plastic glows. It does look beautiful, and yeah, the black light's amazing. I had a section, I made like a black light box, and I would put any of the uranium pieces in it. I mean, uranium doesn't even need a black box. If you're showing it in a dark space or, you know, it will absolutely shine. It would light up. Yeah. See what time it is. I do love the way it looks. I used to collect so much of it. Not anymore. I don't know. I just changed. I used to really be into like mid-century modern, and I collected a lot of glass, swung vases, and I decided I was not going to collect that anymore. I have a couple, but I started getting into art glass, like big ass pieces, and I really like paperweights, so I have a nice collection of them. And I don't mean like regular paperweights, like um, I have big balls, a big piece of art glass balls, some Murano ones. You collect Victorian Vaseline glass fish. Oh yeah, gorgeous. You guys should look those up and see. That's what Tony collects. Yeah. I started finding like random glass. Um, yeah, for big balls. One of them is 30 pounds. So I have about, I think there's like 12 of them. I think I have like 12, but they are 9 to 15 inches, and then I have a bigger one. They're heavy. Yeah. I used to have all the bittersweet stuff. I have one piece left. I had that entire collection. And over the years, you just find, and I have a couple of pieces like of glass. Now you're into bakelite? Oh yeah. I know. I went through stages. It just took up so much space in my house. I got tired of dusting it. Not gonna lie. And then when I came to Whatnot, I found a lot of buyers that were asking, "Do you have this or do you have that?" Oh, sure. Hold on, let me go get it. Yeah. But I decided when shipping, basically changed a couple of years ago, I just decided that, you know what? I think I'm not gonna ship swung vases. And I was shipping, big swung vases just because it's a lot to risk. And you don't do it right. But I had all the Viking ones. I really love Viking. And I don't either. I love packing. Like I love to wrap something up and protect it. But after a while of doing the swungs, it takes so much time. That's the biggest. 2,000 no way. She has 2,000? Have you made a TikTok of showing all that? That's crazy. Victorian ones? Oh, I have seen. You have showed some. Could be worse. It could be worse. Exactly. 2,000 Victorian. I just have my one Victorian, you know which one I have, the owl. It's up on the shelf, buried behind all my dolls. It's cool. I love that one. I might put it in my bedroom actually. But it's funny, like when I was collecting, and I collected for years, my biggest collection is my cameras. I have a lot of cameras. Millicent, you would be tripping out. But actually, you wouldn't be surprised. Cameras and art glass balls. I did cut it down. I at one point had like 1,200 cameras, but not just like some regular of the mill. That's where like antique spy cameras. But people would send me stuff, or someone would say, "Oh, you collect cameras? I have a whole box full of them. Here, you could have them all." Even good shit people would give me. And now I'm just like, "Oh, it's too much. It's too much." I have a lot of point and shoots. I have a lot of film cameras, but I have sold a lot of my film camera collection. and just kept the ones that I really love that are, metal, not plastic. My deep dark secret, I'm missing the collection. Oh my gosh, no way. You don't collect anything? Oh, you only have a few hundred in the house on display. We have bins in the fairy lamp room. So that's not getting sold. You do not collect. No way. That's good though. It's good. I cut down. You have a Kodak Bakelite. I have a couple of those too, yeah, in the box. I only like to get stuff in the box, but I do have stuff that's not. It's just it's just fun. But I've used most of the cameras in projects or something. That's how I started really collecting all the cameras. The other day I was looking through one of the bins I have, and I couldn't believe how many instruction booklets I had. It was a bit ridiculous. So I thought, I think I'm gonna list them because if they don't match a camera, then I'm gonna list them. Yeah. When I was doing the shed and doing the organizing, because I don't keep cameras out there, I just keep the accessories, the booklets or the box. And I said to myself, I have way too many cameras. And not even that, camera cases. Or I love anything marketing. So I have like some of the early Kodak, like canisters, brochures, like some you can't even find. Um, it's just cool. And I have some photos that are of Eastman Kodak that are from like the late 1800s that are real photos on, yeah, the leather. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Some of them do when somebody's putting a camera together or a bundle, depending on the price, they'll buy it and they'll sell it. Or a collector who wants to like have it on a shelf or frame it will absolutely. Freedom of peace. What's going on? Thank you for the raid. Welcome in. I hope you had a great show. Thank you for bringing your friends here. My name is Dee. I go by Dee Archivist, and we're just having a chat about whatnot, but we're going to be wrapping it up. So feel free to promote yourself. And thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. And welcome in, friends. So I'll promote myself, you guys. My name is D_archivist. I have a YouTube channel. You can find me there. Most days, I'm doing a 1,000 days challenge on whatnot after doing a 365 project where I go live every day. I'm in my chat show era right now, but I'm always selling something in my shows. My buy it now is over 900 items. You never know what kind of vintage find you will find in there. So feel free to take a look. And if you search the word vintage or toys or collectibles, you may find stuff over there. How the hell do you do that? So cool. What part? Hello. What's up, Sam? How you doing? Check it out. 5.0 rating, less than 1 day average ship time. Hey, freedom of peace. Thank you so much. Yeah, so in my shows, I have a chat show on Tuesdays. That's where you can network and you can promote yourself. So I always like it that when people raid me, they get to promote that show. Okay? So if someone's raided me, they can promote. If you didn't raid, I offer the time to promote yourself, but usually it's on Tuesdays when I'm doing that chat show. But it's fine that you did that. But come to the Tuesday chat show because you can network with other people who are sellers too. You know what I mean? Your name instantly popping up. When are you brand new? So when you raid somebody, there's a banner that goes across that says so and so raided. And when your name came up, it's because I have captions on and I use OBS. So in OBS, if I say freedom of peace, it pops up on the screen like that. I think that's what you're talking about, right? So it's kind of fun. Yeah. So some people who are deaf or they're in bed and they don't want to have headphones on, they can read it. And if you use OBS, you don't get that option without downloading like a plugin. Because Whatnot doesn't provide that when it's a third-party app. Yeah, a lot of people, they like to listen, but they are working. Yeah, at work, and they're at work. "What's up, Christy? How you doing?" They're at work and they can't listen to the volume, so I fix the captions. So if I talk slow intentionally, it catches up. See, it'll, like, double glitch, but it works. It works. I'm a nerd, what can I say? I like to make things work and see how they work, so, it's cool when you see your name come up there. I used to have a thing where when you rated it, put the person's name, but it kept glitching too much. So, I turned the caption on, and then sometimes I'll have a second when I'm selling if I sell in this manner, then I will have a second camera, um, right here. I'll have a set ooh, that's hot. That camera gets hot. And then I'll have a second camera here, and then I have, like, when you rate it in, I have oh, you can't see it, but I have what's called a stream deck, and then I program it so you could actually, I can actually tell it what to do or what to play for me, you know, and then we'll have Jack. And then if I don't want the camera on, I can just put on my camera lens, and that's how that works, and I could turn off that lens too. Yeah. So right now it's a little dark because I put on, like, the late night mood lights, the chill vibe. Yeah, so this is OBS. It is a third party piece of freeware, right? It's software, but it's free. And you have to have a certain type of computer for it to actually work properly. A lot of people think they can make it work on a Chromebook. Good luck. Freedom of peace with the tip. You want some D? You ready? Thank you so much for the tip. That was very kind, very generous. Here we go. A little payday. Thank you, thank you. No, OBS is free, but it's all the stuff you have to buy for it to work. Have some D on me. Thank you for the tip. We love Danny here. And look at his cute little sweater and his green glasses. Yeah, so much fun. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I added all some of my favorites in, and sometimes I change them. Sometimes I have, like, a weird voice thing, but it doesn't, it wasn't glitching the last couple of times. Pat, thank you for the tip. Pat Crow 67708. Thank you, thank you. Payday. You just wanna see Danny. I love it. Thank you for the tip. That was very generous of you as well. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, so I love those kind of things because you guys love them. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. But yeah, obsproject.com is free, but you need to have a pretty good if you have a PC, you need to have a pretty decent processor. Yeah, I know, I love Danny DeVito. Time is not free. That's right, that's right. Thank you for, seeing that. OBS is free, but the computer is not free. The microphone is not free. Can you use I personally, MacBook Air's challenge. Yeah, it depends on the series, the processor. You can go on obsproject.com and there's information there. If you have any of the M series, the M2, it might struggle a little bit, but it should work. It doesn't have I forgot what it's called, but it, like, controls, like, the way it heats up, and it might struggle. It might struggle. It might glitch, but, like, I have a MacBook Pro. It's an M3 Pro. It's quiet. I mean, it doesn't heat up. There's no issues. It's a little bit warm, but I'm running, 1, 2 cameras set up on it, a Stream Deck, a CalDigit Thunderbolt dock, a Rode microphone, another microphone, and then I have, like, some lights plugged into it that are controlled by it. So, it doesn't really get hot for me, but it doesn't glitch either. Every once in a while, though, it does, but not very often. So you could try it out and see, but again, you would need to have a microphone. You would need to have a microphone, and I'm using my webcam. It's not bad. You could add another camera. My cameras are kinda tied up right now, but the camera I showed you on the bottom is when the lights are on, it's real nice. It's a little bitty one. It's a itty bitty one. I only hardwire in. for, OBS. You get a better connection, but there are some people that do. I use that little camera right there. Not right now. I'm using something else right now, but I do have it actually. Yeah. But I don't have the whole thing anymore. Um, I'm just doing, like, the Photoshop, Illustrator. Yeah, so you wanna have a wired in internet connection to get, what am I on right now? Let's see. Oh, yeah. See, I don't like to be on wireless. So now I'm wired. I forget I had to switch it when I was in my shed. You only have Wi-Fi? It'll work, but it might glitch depending where you live. There's no way for me to know. Hey, you're so welcome. Thank you for the raid and bringing your friends over, and thank you for the tip. I appreciate it. It was very nice. Thank you. I'll be going soon, actually. I'm gonna find somebody to raid. Yeah, because I've been on oh my gosh. Oh, that's not bad. 2.5 hours. We had a great chat, like I said. Okay, I know where we're going. I don't think I've ever gotten the opportunity to raid my friend. It is, yeah, what it fights for the internet signal. Yeah, it fights for, and it depends where you live, where your internet router is, and all that stuff, right? It will fight for it. You're super welcome. But once you get it going, it's great. Well, I mean, like, the distance from yeah, and it depends on the speed of your Wi-Fi. But you could I mean, dep on the M2, it doesn't have a, Ethernet plug in it, I'm pretty sure, so you have to buy, like, a Ethernet to, USB-C adapter, which is about 10 bucks, if that, and you could plug it in, and then you have the Ethernet cable go to it, and it's direct, and it's way faster than wireless, guaranteed. Yep, and then you don't have any issues, but again, it's a MacBook Air, and the Airs, even the M2 series could struggle with OBS. It even says it on all their forums on there. Me too. Oh, okay. That's good to know. I was doing it forever, and then because of that, I'm like, "I'm done." And they were stealing people's shit. Love OBS and Stream Deck. I bought the programmable Elgato LEDs, but haven't set it up yet. You sound like a reseller. I didn't get those lights. I was gonna buy them. I have, like, real studio lights. I just don't know that I have, like, 3 sets of lights at least. I just don't know that I want those lights on all the time. They're very expensive, and they're not made for streaming. So, I don't know. I'm thinking about getting the Elgato ones. Yeah, you like the tech? I love the tech. I'll buy shit just because it's tech and I wanna test it out. Yeah. I'm I like the newer stuff, and I also like small rig. They really have come a long way, and their products pretty affordable. Look, you could buy what you can afford. If you the biggest investment I'll say is lighting. I don't buy a ring light. I'm sorry, don't buy a ring light, they're garbage. If you wear glasses, unless you know how to position it, but a lot of times the ring lights isn't enough light. A panel light, I forget the brand, but they're about $30 to $40. I have two of them, and one is, well, Lisi, I think, it's from Amazon. It's 30 to 35 bucks. Cheap, until you can afford, and that's enough, especially if you're in a small space. You don't need all those lights if you're in a small space. Yeah, and you never wanna have your ring light in front of you with a phone in it. Your phone needs to be on its own kinda stand or tripod, and then your ring light needs to be, like, to the side. I have one here. Well, let's go like this. You see it in the corner right here? Little bit of it? It's blue because it turns different colors. I have a panel light right there that completely changes, but it's, 230. We're not gonna do a lighting, but I just have that one for lights because I have it. And then, but you wanna kinda have it basically coming across, right? Depending on what you're selling. Yeah, and just use what you have. Just because someone says, "Oh, use this kind," you don't have to get that. Just use what you can until they don't work anymore. Yeah, I when I started, I had those little tiny ones because I didn't wanna use my studio lights. My lights are strobe lights. I don't need that, right? I can leave it on, but they get hot as hell. Some of the I like the alien bees, they just get so hot. But I have these other ones that are just nice LEDs. Oh, your arm lights, you can name them, yeah. But don't I figure it out, but a lot of people will have the ring light to the side of them, and they'll have their phone in another one. And if you wear glasses, there's no glare. So you go on streams and they look like alien eyes. That's so annoying. You're at a desk in a small living room, yeah, and you could even use a lamp, like, I have a lamp over here that goes to white if I wanna add what? Can I do it on this thing? Oh, yeah, I programmed it in here. If I go in my Apple I don't even know where this app is. If I go into my Apple Home, I can control this damn light. Oh, what does it do? Let's see. I got 4. Alright, okay. Is it gonna change? It doesn't wanna change from the pink, what? Oh, I forgot. I forgot how to do it. I just changed this thing. Um, here we go. It's updating. Oh, it's updating with my thing. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, the bulbs, you could control it. Oh, there we go. So I can make it pinker. I have, like, 10 things in here. I can see how I changed it? Just on my phone. I should put my clapper on and all the lights go out. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I can make it more of a warm, right? One day you'll be cool enough to use a fog machine. Oh my gosh. Or I can do purple, or I can change it to any color I want. The purple looks cool, actually, and I don't like red at all. Yeah, so I can put it to what I want. Cool and dry eyes, exactly. But lighting will be your best probably your best investment. You figure if you can't afford it, you don't have money, put away 10 bucks a week, 5 bucks a week until you have enough money. Um, I bought I bought a lot of things, but I saved up for it. So I wanted to buy this camera because I didn't wanna use my, digital camera, and, I do too. This one's nice. It's just pretty light, and I don't even have my if I turn on my other one, it changes things quite a bit. But if I go back to that and do, blue, it kinda is and I could do it less. Right, and then I have another light up here I don't even have on. Because at night, I don't want bright lights in my eyes. Yeah, I just mellow. But when you have the product, you want the product to be as bright as possible so people could see the product. Because when it's dark, it's the worst. And I have a light right above here. I have a little aperture light, LED light that, gives enough light on product. So if I wanna show it's about a $120 light. But I have, like, 9 of them. They are actually part of my photo booth, my kit. But see how bright that is on my face? I don't want that. So usually that one of the lights is brighter and then you can see it. Wait, why isn't that one oh, I turned it off. I turned it off. That's why. It decided to go to sleep. I put it to sleep. But see, then I can move everything and okay, I'm doing cards now, right? I have my drink over here tonight, but, then I can show product, and then I can make that light be wherever I want it to, right? I can dim it and everything on mine. It's real bright right now, but I have just a small rig stand, and if I put it up and over and then my product is usually about here, and then there you go. And then I could zoom in and do all kinds of different things on it. Yeah. But you gotta figure that out, right? It's enough light, but then I have this light in my face or whatever. Oh, where's this cable? This cable's for my phone. Get it out of the way. Anyway, that's kind of a little quick, demo on lighting. You learn stuff. You don't have to know everything on here. That's the one thing. Anyway, yeah, have fun with it, but remember, you wanna invest too in a microphone because if you use the microphone from the computer, it could have a lot of white noise static in it that you don't hear, but your viewers hear. If I go on a stream and I hear that, I leave. It's not exactly that great of a sound, and people don't know that. So, if you come across a stream and it sounds like that, red chat and tell them. Some people get mad, they'll block you, but, you're just trying to do a nice thing. I have let a couple people know that, I'll be like, "Hey, FYI, you have a lot of static in your" and you know what it turns out to be? They have a really expensive phone, and they have a cheap ass charging cable plugging in, and it's causing interference. Or they'll have, like, a Bluetooth speaker connected for music. Yeah. So, anyway, we're gonna raid, and it's all about learning all the time, so do the things, figure out if it, is on your end, right? It's been great. Good night, Kelly. Sis. Okay, I know where we're gonna go, let me just make sure they're still on. Yay, they are still on. You're very, very welcome. I hope you guys all have a really great night or great day, because some of you are on the East Coast. I know, we were on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. I will go to bed, and then, it's one of my kids' first day at school. That's gonna be a challenge because he was not excited about it. Yeah, summer kinda came and went. We didn't really take a big vacation, but that's okay. There's next year, hopefully, and, that first week is tough. I know. I don't blame him. I'd be kinda pissed too, to be honest. But he's a great kid, so thank you for the hearts. You guys have been heating up the live and tapping it. I wasn't on desktop, you can't see any of that stuff, but hopefully Whatnot will show it in the future, and when they do, it'll be kinda cool. Millicents, you've been heating it up. Look at you. I love it. But, the kids are they're only kids for such a short time, and then they have to be responsible adults, and, that's the exciting part, right? So, don't blink. It goes fast. I got one starting college next week, which is insane, insane. It's crazy. I can't even believe it. I can't. I know. Sometimes you look at your kids, at least I do. That has to be crazy to you, right? I look at my kids and I think, gosh, they were just babies like yesterday. Yeah. And I'm so glad as a photographer, because that's what I do in my regular life, that I photographed every freaking thing, everything. I have so many photos. And I printed and I printed. So I have a lot of pictures. And I always printed like on archival paper. It was very expensive, very expensive. But I wouldn't change it for a minute. Yeah. So I can't even tell you. Anytime we go somewhere like a theme park, I'm always buying the picture packages. We just went to Universal and I didn't buy the picture pack, and I told my husband, I think it's the second time I didn't buy the picture package. He's like, "I know, I can't believe it." I'm like, "Well, I mean, I take so many on my phone, or I take my camera with us, or I still shoot film." So, last time we went, I took my film camera. I'm not doing that again, it was so heavy. Yeah, I bet she has a good one. I collect I collect old photos. And it's so crazy how many people die, pass away, and they have these crazy collections, and their kids want nothing to do with them. So I always say to people, if you have somebody around who still has their memory, get a pencil, like a number 2 pencil, And will they remember? Ask them who's in the pictures and write it on the back. Write it on the back. You know, that's Joan Crawford. I'll just make someone up, right? That's Joan Crawford. And, you want to make sure you get that info from them because one day they won't be here and you'll look at that photo and go, oh, that's Deanna. What's her name? I don't know her. Right. And pretty soon there's lost memories. We don't know who these people are. Yeah. I saw her do her military pictures that you were showing that day, Kelly, and her memory was like sharp as ever. She knew who everybody was. David Keith. Oh yeah, the actor, right? You know me how I am. I'm like, as you can, you know, ask who's in the pic. So like my mom, I'd ask my aunt, and I always film them so I knew. And some of the pics, it's just the stories that go along. The people may not matter, but it could matter to someone else. Like I'd be willing to give people pictures if it was their grandfather. Like, what am I gonna do with it? I find so many pictures or people call me because they know I can find one of my hobbies that I like to do back in the day. I haven't done it in a while. Um, was I would buy old photos at estate sales only if it had a name on it, and I would try to find that person's relatives because people are into genealogy, and I had a lot of success. But people are very weird; they don't want the original picture. It's crazy to me. They want me to scan it, right? They want me to scan it and, you know, they want me to scan it and send it to them. Thank you, Millicent. I appreciate you. You had a Purple Heart to give to a disabled vet. That's awesome. Oh, you gave it to disabled vet. You gave it to Brock. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I had a couple of medals that were given to me, and I'm sorry. What can I help you with? Nothing today. Oh, well, you're new here, so I have a bin full of stuff, and we have been doing a show for a couple hours, so now we're just having a chat. So thank you. I don't know, are you looking for anything specific? That's all right. Sometimes you might be new to Whatnot, so if you're new, like when you join a show, sometimes in the community category, they might just be having a chat show. Oh, don't be sorry. You don't know maybe. Yeah, you might not know. But I do have a bin full of 900 plus items. Oh, you don't have to be. No problem. Yeah, you don't have to be sorry for that. But when you come into a stream, you could always just feel the vibe and see what they're talking about and see what's going on. And there's always show notes in my stream, but feel free to read them because there's a lot of information. Anyway, I think we've been on long enough. We're planning on raiding right now. I have the raid all ready to go. So I know you guys asked a few questions right now, but you know what? If I answer them, I'm going to be here for a little bit longer. So I'm going to ignore them right now, save them. You guys can come and ask me on my next stream, which is Tuesday. Okay. Hey, it's all right, Alex. Not a problem. Save it for tomorrow, kid. On Coffee Talk, which will be Tuesday morning, I'll have another chat show about Whatnot. So if you want to network, come to that. But I'll be selling tomorrow night. But Alex, what are you looking for? Yeah, no problem. Did you get your oh, it doesn't look like you're that new. But yeah, if you're looking for stuff, check out my Buy It Now. I have a ton of stuff in there and I have great feedback. And I ship same day or next business day every single time. And I've been on here for about 4 years. I sell a lot of different stuff. So anything from estate sales all the way to toys, cars. Actually, just found a box the other day of it's people will laugh, but it's trains, but it's hoe scale. Okay, that's actually a real thing, not just uh, yeah. If you didn't know, it's ho scale. I think they're not the smallest, but they're in the middle there. They're kind of like a lot of entry level. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna raid Donatella right now. She's been selling jewelry all night. She's an incredible Whatnot seller. She's a YouTuber. She's a friend. I bought some cool shit from her, and she ships fantastic. So she's treasure hunting tonight. So Alex, you can buy from Donatella, and I can assure you that she delivers 10 out of 10 stars every single time. If I don't see you guys on the Whatnot streets, well, you know the rest. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the tips. Thank you for the orders. And I'll see you guys. I'm on every single day at 11:23 p.m. Pacific time. Tonight I decided to be in the community category. And so that's what we did. And thank you so much for helping out.